love this place!
Hey, man, is that
Double D?
Yeah, man. Well, turn it up, man.
Let's just go in and, like, kill all the orcs, right? They're the bad guys, who gives a shit? We just hack and slash and we loot their dead bodies, right? Hack and slash, kill them all, you know, conquer the infidels.
Boy, that campaign sounds like a barrel of fun, doesn't it?
Somebody who's opening a refrigerator and leaning in, right, is the language of a woman. Somebody who's opening the refrigerator and being cut off halfway through that lean is the voice of like a mermaid or a siren, right?
This is not the face of the hobby anymore. And I think there's been mistakes made in years past where people assumed that D&D players were all, you know, white dudes in a basement. Which has been a faulty assumption for a lot of years and gets more and more false every day. And so it's, in my viewpoint, honestly, guys like me can't leave soon enough.
I just had to be born with empathy and a weakness for socialism and femboys.
You gotta put a little hot sauce on the taco, you know what I mean?
We want this dwarf to be the dwarfiest dwarf.
Right.
We want the elf to be the elfiest elf.
And just the dashiest dash of Tabasco.
Their voices need to carry across water.
I'm a creative. It's a huge drain, right? Because fans can be awful.
When we got the descriptions, they were very adamant. They were like, try not to make it like a white blonde guy. Like, please, like, we love him, but there's like 500 million of them.
The diversity that the characters need to have needs to reflect the gaming world now. The mix of people that are playing these games, you know, it's not, 13-year-old white boys held up in their basement. It's a very diverse crowd,
You say white lives matter, they don't. White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing.
What's this?
What's this? It's the jacket.
The jacket.
Lutherville, Marina Del X, Otisburg. Who's this monster? She's got her own place. Otisburg. It's a little bitty place. Otisburg. Okay, I just wipe it off. That's all. It's a little town. Yep.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay.
No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
5, 4, 3. Great sandwich.
Thank you. I enjoyed having you here. You're a very good co-host.
Man, your sinewy muscles are just ripped. And look how your gleaming sweat just comes off your golden body. And the women are just looking the same. And all of them want
Double D. That is a Chi-Chi's. That is an authentic Chi-Chi's sombrero.
Really?
Take a look. Can you see it?
It says it.
This is Chai Chai. I remember Les Nessman doing sports.
Yes.
Chai Chai Roger Quiz. Hopefully he'll be playing up to par in his next game.
I love Chi-Chi's.
I kind of miss it. That was the first place that got me to eat like a salad, in the bowl.
Yes,
I like the bowl quite a bit. The bread bowl.
The shredded tortilla chips on the salad.
Yes,
they had a grilled chicken salad. It was awesome.
Yep, it was wonderful.
I never ate there.
You never ate at Chi-Chi's?
Nope, never did.
Well, if there's one around, I'd like to take you there.
The cult wouldn't allow
it. Thank you, Mercurius. It suits me.
Another one by Patrick.
Ooh, go ahead. You grab that one. It's jumping fast.
They are.
Patrick Demo, let's have Wizards of the KK Coast show us how races are done. Yes. Let us try. We have one minor issue. One minor issue. My guest is MIA. Can you guys look? I'm suspended off of Twitter for another couple hours. So I'm kind of having to send things to T-shirted through email. Because
snail mail.
So yeah, through snail mail.
I dropped it in the mailbox this morning, and I hope he gets it soon.
The Pony Express.
If somebody wants to ping T-shirted for me on Twitter or X, just tell him to check his thing. I said 6:50. I thought I made it clear that we're on Eastern time. I know he's in Texas. So I don't know, maybe he just kind of got lost in something or got held up. That's fine.
Tabletop wants to know you're suspended.
I am. We'll get to that too. There's like two major topics, and a couple of minor things. So maybe T-shirt has neo pronouns. He might have time blindness. Have you guys heard about time blindness?
Yes.
I did. I told a story on air about a kid I picked up that suffered from time blindness for the airport.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Time blindness, for those of you that don't know, means you're late and you inconvenience people, but it's just your thing. So
deal with it.
Yeah. You got to deal with it.
Didn't we do Taco about a TikTok quite a while back? Some girl was bitching about time blindness and not getting a job or something.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, so I guess we have covered it.
Jeff Hatch, Zetro, Defender.
Defender. Thank you, Jeff. Defender of the realm. I think we can do one thing. We can look at one thing while we're waiting for T-shirted, and hopefully he comes, because I really do want him to be here when we do this. But
Bacon Gaming, Defender.
There we go. Attaboy, Bacon Gaming.
Patrick says time blindness, also known as being an idiot.
Yeah. A rude, inconsiderate.
Travis said he messaged a T-shirt.
Thank you, Travis. I appreciate that. Yeah. Like I said, I hope he realized that. Oh, he's gonna get a flood now. Now he's gonna be pissed. His Mercurius just did it too. He's gonna get. Hey, Tommy, get on the air.
You know what cures
T-shirt
time
says
blindness?
he's backstage.
You're in backstage. Okay. Oh, there he is. Okay. Now he's back. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, give me one moment, please.
Por favor.
One moment. Por favor. As I bring the great T-shirted historian to us all.
Los Polos Hermanos.
Los Polos Hermanos. T-shirted, are you there?
Sí. Me apologies. See, I was busy cooking some tacos today. I made some, I killed some dwarves earlier. And so I decided, what we'll go with dwarves, make some ground tacos and al carbon. So yeah. Anyway, thank you very much to Wizards of the Coast. Appreciate you so much for finally giving my people some representation. I truly appreciate it. We're not really gray, though. We're more like a green, maybe a brown. Kind of depends on what part of the country we're in. But
It depends on how much sun you're getting, right?
Yeah. Like from if you're from Michoacan, between times when you're growing marijuana and just smoking marijuana, and we like to go raid people because it's fun.
You don't mind a little cultural appropriation here, do you?
Oh, no. See, I mean, you could not do any worse than Wizards of the Coast, making fun of my culture and using it as a costume, right?
Father Guido.
No, sir.
I mean, the sad thing is these people have made the word racist as a general insult for everything that they don't like or anything that you say that they don't like. That when actual racism is committed, it's almost meaningless, you know. And in this
Yes.
case, it's like almost unacceptable.
Yeah, for sure. Patrick Demo, $5. Hey, not everyone speaks Orcish. Be considerate.
Cobenheiser asks, how do you say orc in Spanish?
You say
orc.
Orcos.
Orcos, yeah.
Orcos.
You just say it with a little bit of flair, right?
Yeah, you got to roll your tongue.
Well, I apologize, by the way. Here, let's go back to the guest screen for a moment. I apologize for the flood of messages. I didn't know if maybe you had thought we were on Central Time or something, so you're probably going to see a flood of messages saying, hey,
I thought at first we were on Central Time, and I was like, oh my God.
You have time blindness.
No, I don't have time blindness. I was literally like, head up my ass doing some other stuff thinking, oh yeah, I got an hour or so. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. I wonder if he meant Eastern Time. Then I checked and it's like, oh shit.
Indeed. Well, you are here and that's all that matters. Tabletop Epics, $1.99. So many orcs at the Fantasy Home Depot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you are killing it with the AI images. Don't worry. We'll get into some of those. I was
oh yeah,
smart
I got
to download them. You're killing it with those.
I mean,
let's go right into it, shall we?
Sure.
So you can see that, right?
Let's see. God.
It's hard
Yeah.
to look at.
Okay, now here's the funny thing. And this is the truth. I have an Asian friend, and he lives in Seattle, so I think he's like the heart of wokeness.
Yeah.
And I showed the picture to him without any context, and he said, "Are orcs Mexicans now?" So I mean, literally, there is nobody out there who would not look at that immediately and associate that with Mexicans. I'm sorry. It's just, I mean, unless you live in Papua New Guinea and you've never heard of electricity and you've never seen a Mexican in your entire life or anything.
Well, they took the cheesy way out. They're like, let's just make, like old Western Mexicans,
All we're missing are some sugar skulls.
I mean, seriously, yeah. Dios de los Muertos, except that, we have actual necromancers, so we really raise the dead.
There you go, yeah.
But
yeah, I saw this and I was almost like, all right, come on. I mean, this can't be real. They keep
what
topping
is that
themselves. This is this Player's Handbook t-shirt?
I believe so. I believe this is Player's Handbook. Now, do you have the picture of the dwarfs with the beard tattoos? Yes. Can you put that up really quick? I want to show you something on that.
Yes.
And this is another thing my Asian friend said, just completely without any input from me. He took a look at the picture and without all the words on it, just the unadulterated picture. And the first thing he said was, why is it you have all these different colors, all these different ethnicities of dwarves, but you only have Mexican orcs?
It's true, yeah. There's no thought whatsoever.
Well, they weren't hiding their racism as good as they thought they were.
I mean, and again, it's a case of it's racist when everybody else does it, but when we do it, it's okay, it's acceptable because this is fantasy.
Well, it's almost like that thing, and I don't know who I don't know if it's Critical Drinker who does it, but that famous thing, where they're going through, I think like The Witcher, and he's going to every village, and every village has the essential same racial makeup as Los Angeles.
Do you want that clip? I have it.
I don't know if there's any way to play it because we're on OBS.
We're on OBS.
Maybe I can try to dig it out on YouTube. But yeah, it's like this is what they're going for. Like somebody went through and said, oh, Northern European, Western European, there's a black, there's like a Northern, like an Italian, an Asian. It's unbelievable. The pandering. It's unbelievable.
I mean, I think I said this on my show yesterday. I said, it's pretty much, this is an ethnic mix like you would see in downtown metropolitan Los Angeles.
Yeah, for sure. It's exactly.
I can almost hear them singing, "It's a small world after all."
I mean, seriously, Zetros thing. There's that.
So are the strongest dwarves in that picture both female?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, the ones handling the actual, the actual hammering.
Yeah, and
Zetro.
without, yeah.
1 second here. We'll clean up Zetro's $5 super. Thank you so much, Zetro. Only thing that would make it worse is calling them Latinx orcs. Saludos from Puerto Rico.
Well, actually, you know, we prefer to be called Latinorcs. Latinorcs. Latinorcs.
Yeah. So, all right. So, for a little perspective, just to set the clock back a couple of years, this was 2021. This is from Wired. This is, you know, the famous D&D must grapple with the racism in fantasy. Orcs are human beings who are human beings, and I don't even know what that means. Orcs are not human beings who can be slaughtered without conscience or apology. This damning assessment of one of fantasy's most ubiquitous villains comes from N.K. Jemisin, Titan of modern fantasy.
NKOTB. New Kids on the Block.
They're as a kind of sort of people, she writes. Orcs, fruit of the poison vine that is human fear of the other. The only way to respond to their existence is to control them or remove them. Yes, that is exactly what we do. This sort of kicked off I mean, there have been, I think, rumblings before, but you know, that sort of kicked off like, oh, well, orcs are stand-ins at that time for black people.
Mm-hmm.
But they have evolved, I guess. Boy, what if you're black and you're like, how do I feel about it? Do I feel good about them?
Is that Danny Trejo?
Oh no,
no.
I have Danny Trejo.
I will show you Danny Trejo though.
On the right-hand side, on the orcs.
That's Danny Trejo.
That's Danny Trejo. There he is. That's one of your AI images that. That's very good.
But there's like the one of him. Right.
Oh, look at the guy on the right-hand side.
Right.
Yeah, on the far right. Yeah. They probably used him as a. I mean, why not? I mean, if you're gonna do this.
I mean, it's an orc with a mustache, and you know, the artist obviously doesn't have any idea about what scale is either. Either that guy is massive because prickly pears are huge. I mean, they're the size of your fist easily.
Yeah. It's. Do we know? Did what's his name do? Did Tyler do this? Tyler, what's his name? Who did the covers?
I don't think he. I don't know. I know it's the same guy who did the dwarf illustration. So
that's a big woman on that edge of that rock.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it can hold her weight.
it's starting to crumble under her weight.
Those kids are playing underneath that rock.
Oh yeah. Those kids are in mortal danger.
So you got,
Abuela, get your fat ass off the rock, please. The children. Think of the children.
Think of the children. Go ahead, Rogan.
We got the one orc off the right side. He's kneeling down, looking at the fruit. You got the other one on the horse, giving a kiddie ride to the little young orc there. You know, the little boy orc in front there laughing at the big orc. I mean, the epic of this picture is the giant female orc.
Well,
yeah, she's sort. I mean, your eyes are kind of drawn. Like it's the focal point is the horse.
I think that girl holding that. I think that's a girl holding that axe.
It is.
Yes. Yeah, it could be.
Well, with the crop top.
Yeah, the shaved head. I have shaved.
Yeah, that's
That's a girl.
And you have the ambiguous gendered purple-haired orcling.
Right.
Yes. It's like one of Megan Fox's kids.
I don't know.
I'm gonna call it a boy, and I don't care if they protest me.
Yeah.
But see, here's my first question about this. Okay, this is supposed to be a fantasy race. They have a different physiological makeup and structure, a different genetic structure and makeup. And I guess in D&D, like half races are no longer a thing. So I guess at this point, they're no longer biologically compatible with humans anymore, according to them.
Yeah.
So my question is, with all of these racial variation, actual physiological scientific differences, how is it that somehow in a fantasy world where magic actually exists, did they somehow manage to so closely approximate the culture of Mexicans living in the Southwest desert, from 100 years ago.
Yeah, I don't. It can't be laziness, can it? I mean, it's got to be like. There's got to be a message. They got to be sending a message, right?
It's purpose, yeah.
I just don't know what that message is, though. It's like
orcs no longer live underground. They're no longer green. They're bright, uptight, out of sight.
Oh wait, they're quote unquote. They're hardworking people. I see them every day at the Home Depot or Lowe's. Yeah, Chris Miller, $5. I think they are gauchos, so not Mexican, but from Argentina, Uruguay. So is Pundit an orc? Ooh boy, yeah. There's a puzzler.
I actually thought gauchos the first moment I saw them also, but since they're kind of in a desert environment, I equate them with caballeros, with horsemen, vaqueros, the original, cowboys of Mexico.
Yeah, I like what you're thinking, Chris. But you're kind of giving them too much credit. They're very dumb people, so they're just like, just make them look like Mexicans in the desert, something that people will associate with. Jeff Hatch, $5. May I bring up the fact that they have a problem with sunlight? Oh yeah. That kind of gets lost in the shuffle a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, well,
not anymore.
I guess it's what the big brimmed hats are for. Oh, wait a minute. It's only the guys who have to have that weakness. The women, of course, are totally
That's right. Yeah, they
unfazed. Yes.
They're hardworking people. They tan so easily. I wouldn't pay to have that skin.
So
I mean,
if the orc is in the sun long enough, they turn from green to gray.
Maybe.
I tell you what, I don't get outdoors very much, but even my skin is not that pale.
Yeah. Remember when like the very early days of D&D, they were actually like pig like creatures. Like they had snouts like pigs.
And I think that was
pig snouts.
Yeah, I think that was kind of done to help differentiate them from, Tolkien orcs. Because they got into all that lawsuit problem.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
the Tolkien estate.
That orc is so fat she has her own gravity well. The clouds swirling above her. Yeah, it's a good point there.
Didn't notice that one.
Yeah, it's a vortex, an orc vortex. Yeah, just good.
Well, she has to help the little old man next to her who can't walk apparently. So.
Oh yeah, it is something that you bring up, like the women are doing like all like the stuff. Like the guys are just kind of existing there, the one's fascinated with a bird, the other is just kind of looking off, but the woman in the, I guess, front and center is the one carrying the biggest weapon. The other guy is like caught in that one woman's gravity, well. I just that is very purposeful. But I'm trying to figure out after the Hadozi thing, why they would go down this road. $2, Mario Valenzuela. I saw them as Spanish missionaries, rancheros. Never missionaries. They do not want anything bordering on Christian.
Oh no,
seeping into this, no way. But I do thank you for the super chat, Mario. Go ahead, T-shirted.
Oh well, I was just. Yeah, it's like the joke I was making the other day. It's like when I get home, I let my wife hold me down and use me for sex because she has muscles bigger than mine.
Well, yeah. I mean, in all their artwork, I mean, it really is true. $5, buddy Chris Miller, the Mad Scribe. Remember, check out the couple things you can check out the description of the video for, guys. You can check out Mad Scribe Games, the link to it. A lot of fine products there. And also I put the link on YouTube, at least, to T-Shirted's YouTube channel. Let's get him. He is so close to being over the hump for 1,000.
Let's get him there tonight.
Yeah. I mean, you're like, what, awesome. 950? Almost 950?
Almost 950, yeah.
Yep. Come on, guys. We can do it.
Let's do it.
Chris Miller, $5. What time period is this supposed to be? It looks like a Shadowrun setting, the modern clothing and hairstyles.
It's Greyhawk. It's supposed to be Greyhawk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess it would be. Yeah, and I'm not familiar enough with my my Greyhawk anatomy, so to speak, to figure out where in Greyhawk.
I tell you a little secret on that one. Despite all the claims that Gary Gygax was a racist and a sexist and all this other stuff, I'm pretty sure he never envisioned orcs to be Mexicans. Just throwing that out there.
No, I mean, just look at our greatest living link to Gary right now is, other than his own kids, of course, but on a professional level, is Rob Coons, who was on a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I think Rob was let's just say amused by this. Gary would have been also quite amused by this. Patrick Demo, $2. She has a 20 constitution, healthy at any size. Yes, indeed, Patrick.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, and
that's what they would say. Yeah.
Do you have the picture of the overweight elf in the Batgirl costume?
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh my God, that one's beautiful. I love that one.
Yep.
There's so much to unpack with that one.
Let's look to these are some of T-shirted's AI masterpieces. We got the taco truck.
Orcish taco truck. That's right.
We know where we can find them.
That's right. That's what we do, man.
Hard-working man in the kitchen.
It wasn't hard. All I had to do was just type in, orcs doing jobs that Mexicans do, and it's like, and bam, it's like, hey, I immediately knew what I wanted. Like here's an orc at a carniceria or carniceria.
$4.99 tabletop epics. Weird that the she-orc wields an axe. She seems like she would be proficient in scissors. Oh, if you know what I mean. I think I know what you mean there. Hey-oo. Nicely done, tabletop epics. Yes, I think you are correct. Show the Dragonlance piece to be fair. Yeah, I didn't download that one. That was a good one, actually. Yeah,
someone else is saying about it as well.
Yeah, I mean, don't give them too much credit, guys. I mean, there's the wheat to chaff ratio is pretty high. But yeah, I will give them credit. I'll see if I can maybe pull that.
Surly just said the same one.
Guys, it's like I always say, man, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I'll acknowledge it. Like I said, there are here and there pieces, but like I said, there's so many odd misses as far as artwork goes.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, they like to bake too.
Oh yeah. That's a panaderia. Yeah. Would you like some pan dulce? Pan huevon. Those little ginger pig cookies. Yeah. Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo.
Our most famous actor.
Oh yeah.
Actually, you know what? They sent that to Danny Trejo's official thing. So I wonder if he's seen it.
Really?
Any day now, I'm going to get a call by his lawyers. Hey, man, that wasn't fucking funny. I was a badass in San Quentin. I'm going to come over and whoop your ass.
Isn't he like close to like 80?
Yes.
He'd still whoop my ass. I wouldn't fuck with him.
Oh yeah. I was going to say, he does not look like it at all. I thought he was still like in his 60s, but holy smokes. Oh, there they.
Yeah.
There they are.
The whole village is just gathering for tacos.
Oh. They're such fun people, aren't they?
I mean, the sad thing is the AI makes them look better than the artist did.
Yeah. They're gonna say these guys look like
orcs.
Yeah, they look a little more interesting, for sure.
Mariachi orc or mariachi orc.
Guy. Yep. I actually like him. The AI did a pretty good job.
Danny Trejo is 80.
Is he 80? Yeah. Damn.
He just had his birthday in May.
Yeah, so those of you guys were like, show the Dragonlance piece. If I can, I will. But I mean, after what you just saw before, after the covers, and now what the fuck is this?
I saw this, but I didn't register.
It's like I was saying. I've never seen a fat elf, but more importantly, this is a person who is expected to go into dangerous situations inside of a small space, like a dungeon or on an adventure, and possibly have to run away at times or otherwise pursue some vigorous endeavors in combat in the field. And she looks like the only thing she can do vigorously is chow down on Twinkies.
She looks like she's wearing a snowmobile suit.
Yeah, she does.
And a
She's been,
Batman cape and thing.
She's been raiding the
right after she gets it all on. I gotta go to the bathroom.
yeah, exactly. Somebody unzip me, please.
Elfish Croft is food raider.
She's definitely been raiding the Lembus bread.
I mean, she's like overdosing on it now.
Chris Miller, $5. One thing I've noticed in all the images is that gender roles are switched. Men foraging or baking cookies, and axe wielding female warriors. Yes, that is on purpose. That is 100%.
You are correct.
On purpose, yeah. Watsy's new orc traits: +2 to pick crops, craft burrito, +6 to climb walls. Ouch.
There you go. Hey, you forgot. You forgot we're +4 on roofing and +4 on topiary and landscaping.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Hey, my mom and dad swear by him.
I mean, when we had our house repainted, it was a bunch of Mexicans who showed up to help us. So,
like I said,
a bunch of other Mexicans,
God-fearing, hardworking people, right?
They
invite that kind of stuff when.
I mean,
yeah. I don't. As far as this goes, I just. This is just like pure like agenda, like that somebody said it earlier, like healthy at any size. This is not like some sort of ideal. Like you wouldn't want to play a character. Nobody wants to see this. Like if this were a movie, nobody would want to see this character do their thing. Unless it's like a comedy or something. I mean,
and yeah, as somebody pointed out in the chat, yeah, did you notice that the character next to her is blind?
Oh, really? Jeez. Yeah. They have the stick there. Yeah, they have a walking stick. Boy, and all the. Chris Miller again, $2. She looks like she's trying to try out for Mystery Men. Yeah, she does look like one of the Mystery Men. Yeah. Oh, that was an awesome movie. Yeah. Due for a rewatch.
Oh yeah, but we had wheelchair elf, cleric in one of the other pictures. I mean, like, how do you have a wheelchair bound cleric? It's like,
yes,
it's like your god is so weak he couldn't even give you legs. What?
Yeah, it's so crazy. Okay, there we go. I mean, if you don't, why don't we? Why am I not so concerned about the one or two good images? Because of this, they put Hillary Clinton in the fucking monster manual or the player's handbook. I mean, she belongs in the monster
Freudian slip.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's a Freudian slip. Honest one too. Yeah, I didn't even.
Well, that's about the time everybody lost their minds in this country. If you haven't noticed, because it's like, during the election, when Hillary was running, everybody expected Hillary to win, and everybody was like so crushed when she didn't, and so now it's like become like a cult or something. It's funny because it's what they accuse all the people who support Trump of.
Oh yeah, it's so, some people on the far right, then they can get a little obviously carried away, but as far as like the cultish behavior, the weird stuff, it seems to mostly come from one side. And this is it right here. Like, I mean, I don't even know what are you supposed to do with this? It's a terrible image of Hillary Clinton to base it off of. And what is she supposed to be doing?
Don't know.
Looks like she's about to belt out the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah,
because in her eyes,
holding the rope
deep.
She's holding the rope that somebody was found on.
Accidentally. An accidental death. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Wishing her husband was not on the Epstein Island log so many times, maybe.
I wasn't going to say the name, but it's your show, so.
Yes, this is they really don't get a benefit of the doubt. Why? It's like I waffle because I never want to. I don't want to shut people out. Go ahead. We'll get that. Jeff from Denkar, $5 Canadian. I'm surprised no one did her husband bill as the Bard of Epstein's Island. Yeah.
That one's coming.
Thank you, Jeff. From she looks like she's passing. Yeah, yeah, she does, Joe.
I like this other code. That elf was the blind girl seeing eye hog.
she's gonna go out and find some truffles.
She won't turn them over. She'll eat them.
Yeah, bad piggy. No truffles.
That's what the mask. That's what the mask is all about. Helps her root them out. The nose.
Patrick Demo, $5.
Damn.
The guys are doing me proud tonight. Thank you, guys. The more I see this crap, the more I start out making fun. But I'm just getting pissed off. I weep for the state of the hobby. Yeah, I was kind of going to get into that, Pat. Thank you so much again, Patrick. It's like, because people sometimes say to me, because I'm probably obviously a little bit more political than you are, although you're not afraid to touch on it when you have to, T-shirted. But it kind of grates on me when some people will say like, well, why are you always got to be so political, Double D? Why I mean, it's not everything's political. I'm not. I mean, Mercurius, $2. Diabetes and dragons. Thank you.
Well,
but I mean, they're
donuts.
They're the ones political, so it's like you can't back somebody into a corner and say they're allowed to be as political as they want to be, and you can't say shit because you're getting political if you talk about it or make fun of it or call it retarded, which it all is. And it's like I'm sorry, but fuck, some things just need to be mocked. It's the greatest weapon. You shouldn't get angry over this stuff. You should mock it. You should laugh at it. You should throw it in their face as often as possible. Never let them forget that they did this. Go ahead.
The deal is just that they're trying to suppress any and all thought or language to the opposite of whatever they hold as their ideal, thinking it is the one. And by doing so, they've actually shut down everybody who isn't in their thought process. Like I've said it more than one occasion. I consider myself to be leftist, in many, many ways, but apparently I'm not far enough left. So most of the leftists out there will tell me that I'm on the right. And I'm just kind of like, not really. I mean, I
mean, you didn't. It's probably one of those things where you didn't change. Like everything changed around you. Like you stayed probably where you were, and then all of a sudden you looked around one day and said, "Where did everybody go?" Snake Sean, thank you so much, buddy. Steady as hell, 10 memberships, much appreciated. Damn. Thank you so much, buddy.
Very generous.
Thank you, very generous. They piss me off. When I actually am I get really almost angry now when I'm reading Rob Kuntz's like tweets. Because he put one out the other day. It might have been yesterday.
Thank you,
Mercurius. Thank you. One membership. Thank you very much, my friend. Steady Eddie. You guys are both Steady Eddie. Thank you so much. But you can almost feel the frustration on in Rob's that tweet he had where he's just tired of Wizards of the Coast pretending that he doesn't exist. And maybe part of that is, he's certainly proud, he's certainly proud to be there at the beginnings, but he does have a lot to say. And it's like when you're going to make money on a 50th anniversary book and you don't even do him the courtesy of reaching out and at least getting a statement or, getting a story or two, it's just so, it really rubs me the wrong way. Another reason why I'm not prone to give them a lot of credit for anything. Go ahead.
I could tell you why. I could tell you exactly why. It is the same reason why if you are a writer in Hollywood and you want to get signed onto a project, the first thing they will ask you is something to the effect of, well, how familiar are you with this source material? Have you read any of the books in the series? Are you familiar with any of this material? If as a writer, you're honest, and you're a fan of it and you say yes, they will not hire you for that project because I'm serious. What happens is these folks in Hollywood don't want necessarily to cleave to the source material. They want to diverge and tell the story that they want to without being hamstrung by somebody who cleaves too closely to what the source material is. And in the same way that they did not ask any of the TSR luminaries, because James Ward was still alive when that book was being written. Rob Kuntz was alive. Janelle Jacques was alive. Margaret Weiss was alive. Tracy Hickman was alive. Well, is alive, I should say. A lot of these other guys and girls who worked on original TSR products and in the original stuff are around, and they could have asked any of them for stories, history, insights, anything. They could have even talked to Griff, who was in contact with all of the old Arneson folks.
Mhm.
And
yeah, for sure.
And they didn't do any of that because it ran counter to their narrative. So instead, they got the yes men on board who would go along with their narrative and tell the story they want to, and they put those fucking prefaces in the front that just utterly damn everybody who had any involvement with that stuff back in the day, tarring and feather them with these, accusations of racism and bigotry and bad names and all this other bullshit. And it just makes me furious because it's just,
Part of me just thinks now they're just doing it because they know that is quite a bit of their audience. So for them, it's almost like self-preservation at this point. It's almost like, all right, we've crossed the Rubicon. This is who we are. We best make peace with it because we can't please everybody. So why not please this crowd? It's sad, but in a way I can almost understand it. It's just so sickening, though, to pretend that you're paying homage to the. If that's the way you're gonna be, then don't even acknowledge the 50th anniversary because it means nothing. Because you're not. It's not the same game.
Well, you have to. How they conquer is by rewriting history. And making people believe that this new abridged version, this bastardized version, is the truth. It's the death of truth.
Yes.
Yeah. And that dovetails into what T-Shirt was saying. They just want to wear the skin suit of something. They want the trappings of it. They want that shiny logo. What's inside can be this. It's not the great artwork, over the years. I'm not even talking about just like the first edition artwork or the basic, even up through, third edition, even into fourth edition. This is kind of where we're at now. It's pure agenda, and people will try to tell you, because we've seen it a lot, like, hey, you don't like it, just don't play it. Well, yeah, obviously we're not playing it, but I have some sweat equity in that logo, as I'm sure you do, and we all do. We were there playing in the old days. So no, I'm sorry when I see my ex and she's, a coked out, street whore on, guess what? I'm going to be a little bit interested in that. I'm going to turn my head, and who I'm with, I'm going to say, hey, that used to be, I used to be with that person.
Every Friday night.
Yeah. So it's like, it's always news. It's always going to be interesting. And I will never stop talking about how they're doing this. I tell you what, if you want to,
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Not just for you, but for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say this street whore cleaned up her act.
Oh yeah. I was just going to get to that.
Would you ever go back?
I would say is, do you want to shut me up, Wizards of the Coast? Just stop doing it. Just go back. Even go back to the early days of 5th edition.
But would you go back?
Oh, would I go back? I'm not for a while. Because right now, look, essentially, we've been doing it so long. There's a certain familiarity with all of these kind of rules. So, let's put it this way: if they cleaned up their act, I'd at least check it out. But
I was pissed when LeBron left.
Yeah,
when he came back, I welcomed him with open arms.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. Yeah, so I wouldn't.
And I did, and I watched the Heat to hate the Heat.
Yeah.
And I rooted for them to fail, just as we are literally rooting on this channel for the stuff to fail. Yeah. But if they cleaned up their act, you'd be like, man, my old girlfriend's looking pretty good again.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Would I give them would I give them props and, you know, they're apropos? Yeah, absolutely. I'd be like, good deal. You know, you guys are on the right path. I actually would stop talking about them. And who knows, that maybe that would be the death of this channel. I would find other things to talk about. Look, I just did a video on, you know, like monsters that I don't like from the first edition monsters. I love doing content like that. So go ahead, guys.
See, this is the thing, man. You know, I was just thinking about this today. You know, and all these people in Hollywood are trying to silence us and shut us down and stop us from saying what we see as problems in all of these settings and everything. And it's like I'm always reiterating over and over and over on my channel. We're not mad about these things. We're not, because, you know, we hate them and we want to hate them and we need something to hate because that's what makes our, you know, our coffee taste better in the morning. It's because we loved all these things. We loved old D&D. We loved old Star Wars. We loved old Star Trek. We loved all of these old properties. We grew up watching them. You know, they were a genuinely big part of our lives, and we are true fans who helped build it to what it is today. And we want to love it. But what we're seeing is they're just taking it and they're basically just, you know, it's a husk. It's a corpse that's been laying rotting on the ground, and they just pick it up and prop it up and hold it up for everybody, you know, and just puppet it.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know.
Yeah, it's well said. Look, there always has to be a path, you know, for redemption, I think. You know, look, even if you consider yourself even like moderately Christian, you have to, you know, allow that in your heart, even if it's hard, you know, after what some of these people have said and done. But I'm open to it. But man, like you just said, they've they have really done a lot to this.
I appreciate the optimism right there. Pardon me, but I'm gonna hop back in time. The comic book industry. You know, there are people out there still making fantastic art, but it's not DC and it's not Marvel. And DC and Marvel, those big companies, they don't, like, you know, we shifted off of Dungeons and Dragons, myself, off of Marvel and DC into the other creative stuff that these people got jilted. Now we're doing other games, you know, Castles and Crusades, etc. If Marvel and DC were to pick up their shit, for me, it's too late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what some of the chat's saying too.
Yeah. It's and fair enough.
Like they would never go and give Hasbro any money. It'd have to change hands.
Yeah, and I guess that would be my asterisk too. Like it's sold to somebody else, a clean slate, and then that new party starts to work on rebuilding it. Yeah,
see effigies burn off the top of the buildings.
Yeah, you know. But even if they brought over a couple of people. I don't know if they decided like, okay, we're gonna actually be sane now and make stuff that, you know, normal people like, you know, I'd give it a shot. But you know, there's also, to your point, Rogan, just things change, you know, and maybe we just got to get used to that sometimes. Like, you know, she ain't coming back, you know, using the X example, like, hey, she ain't coming back, you know, she's already married. I know we've said that before. Patrick Demo, $5.
He's emptying out the wallet tonight.
Yes, he is, man. He's burning it up.
You're being awfully kind, all of you guys. Thank you so much, Patrick. It's like leaving your child a classic Gran Torino and having them sell it to buy a Tesla because they believe they're doing better. Yeah, they can't appreciate the aesthetics, the style of what they had. Look at this guy, $10. Holy
He's
smokes.
making it rain too.
Chris Miller. Hey guys, Chris Miller. Just reminds me, Rogan, Mrs. D, and Chris. I'm going to be at VentureCon coming up in July, less than a month away.
There'll be more than just you four there.
Well, yeah, his Avenger's going to be there at least. So yeah, we'll have enough for a group. We'll just take turns. But yeah, if you're within driving distance and you got some time, just come on out for a couple days. Should be fun. All right, so Chris Miller, $10. Thank you so much. I know I sound like Alex Jones, but they are intentionally trying to destroy our games, movies, pop culture, so they can replace them with something that pushes the message. Yes, yeah, they I would say that's fair. That is absolutely fair. They what they want to, they'll call what they put in its place like D&D or, you know, Superman or Batman or, you know, whatever, but it's, you know, they're just trying to redefine it for a new generation. And then pretty soon we'll just be the old people over there in the corner who are, you know, shouting at the sky. And that's kind of what they're hoping for. That's why you can't get angry and fume. You kind of have to make fun of it to where there's nobody can hide from it. Chris Miller, $6. Look at this. He's a $6. I've never seen a $6 chat.
It's first one ever.
First one ever.
Shaking it up.
Every company that's bent the knee to World Economic Forum's DEI rules has changed their company logos to include the word one. And oh boy, yeah, New World Order. Go ahead, get that second one from Chris up there. Yep, there we go. Man, he's on a roll. $5. That's $11 in
that one was a discount. Hit a coupon.
Yeah, $1 off.
$1 off your next.
It's all a Soros-led plan to destroy Western civilization, and the destruction of our heroes and hobbies is part of that. It's hard not to think that, Chris. Yeah, I mean, they have an agenda that they've kind of been very open about. You know, they think they're saving the world. That's what you have to understand. They think they're saving it.
Chris, if you're reading the chat, everyone's agreeing with you.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. They like I said, they think they're saving it. They just, I don't know if it's just willful ignorance or pure evil, or maybe just probably a combination of the two. Usually it's in the middle. Jeff from Denkar, they're ideologues first and foremost. It would take some serious deprogramming before I would trust them, but forgiveness is possible, but not easy. Yeah, I would say that's probably my take, Jeff. From I mean, it would probably have to D&D would have to come out of Hasbro's hands. Clean slate. Just too much water under the bridge with WotC. Tabletop Epics, $1.99. They're turning the freaking bullywug gay.
Oh.
Greyhawk is now Gayhawk. Yeah, sort of.
well, I mean, it's like, okay, look at you know, the latest Mad Max movie, the Furiosa movie. It came into the theaters and it bombed. I mean, it's gone already. It was in and out of the theater so fast nobody saw it.
Who was there? Was no Mad Max in this one?
Yeah, there wasn't.
I think he
They didn't
cameoed.
even show Mad Max in this one, did they? T-shirt.
I think he cameoed in it, but the point is, it's like, from what I hear from everyone who's told me, they said, man, Furiosa was good. It was worth watching. And I'm going to watch it on Max here pretty soon myself. But that's the thing. It's like, I didn't go see it in the theater because, first off, it's a prequel that's, 10 years too late. And second, it was fronted by a woman, and all of the advertising made it look like one of those girl boss movies. And I'm like, I'm not paying, $15, $20 at a movie theater to go sit in there and watch that shit.
Well, I mean, why not just bring back Mel? I mean, enough time has lapsed. I mean, just bring back Mel, even if it was just for a cameo in that
Just
one.
an old, grizzled, absolute angry badass.
Yeah. It's like they had the formula in their hands, for a while now, and he refuses to do it. And I don't know if it's Mel saying no way he'd ever do it again. I would doubt that. I mean, I think for the right price he would. God, that movie would make a ton of money. Disco Barbarian, $10. Thank you so much, my friend. Our greatest weapons are ridicule and gatekeeping. Yes. Yeah, you can't you can't get angry. You can't be like heel versus babyface. When he does like the damn pronoun. That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for the clip, and that's all they need is a clip of you just losing your shit and screaming about this. Instead, just laugh at it, and just anybody who says they like it, just, oh my God, what is wrong with you?
Well, in normal society, a handful of years back, it wasn't very hard to shame someone who's really fucking up into being straight. No one likes to bully, but sometimes a smack in the head can get you in the right direction. But these people have no shame. There is no shame at all. No shame in their game.
None whatsoever. Pundit's here. Good to see you, Pundits. Sorry you've been. He says he's been ill all day. Hope you're feeling better, my friend.
Yeah, feel better.
We're going to talk about the Crud Awards too, which I think Pundit had a hand in. It's a rare W for Gencon these days. We got to give it up for Gencon. We'll get into that in just a little bit here.
But you know, the whole point with the Furiosa thing is, like I said, everyone has said it was a really good movie, it was worth watching, and all this other stuff. But the point is, we're at this point now where we have seen time and time again Hollywood bait and switch us with, you know, the girl boss, and you know, when an actual good film with a female lead comes out, it's like we're just not, we're afraid that it's bait. We're reluctant to hand over our hard-earned money because we've been screwed so many times. And it may be the same thing with D&D. Even if they did turn over a new leaf, even if whatever they're calling this new edition, because it is a new edition, I don't care what they say, but even if this new edition ended up being, you know, touched by the finger of God himself and is the most perfect system ever to be, you know, imagined by the human race, ain't nobody gonna touch it.
Yeah, fool me once.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we're pretty powerful when we have our shit together. I mean, sometimes it's just kind of like a collective unconscious, you know, but look at Bud Light. I mean, they that should be a cautionary tale to these people. It's like you push too far
now, aren't they?
I think they're getting closer but it's only because they have gone out of their way to be like, that's, you know, that
I think their stock is gone back to normal, and also they've really disowned Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah,
in fact, he left and went and lived in like Peru, and whatever country it was. If it's not Peru, I apologize. And then that country disowned them by saying, you know, people with this transgender stuff is mentally ill. So now he wants to come back to America.
On the run. He's on the run.
Travis says it was Peru. Yeah.
Was it Peru?
It's to me. I don't even know.
Well, think about this. It's like, okay, look at what a bad look this is for Mexicans. I mean, first off, everybody wants us to change our language because it's gendered. It's been inherently gendered for thousands of years. That's just the way it is. You know, A's and O's on the end of our words, you know, esplanada, you know, everything else. But they want us to change it to X, you know, to make it gender neutral. And I'm like, okay, you want me to change 1,000 years worth of tradition and culture and heritage spread across all the way from Spain, all the way over to, you know, Latin America and South America and Brazil and everything. Well, Brazil's Portuguese, but
right.
You know, you want us to change all this for you in a span of 5 years. God, I don't think that's going to happen. And then all of a sudden, WotC comes out and is like, well, since we're representative and everything, you know, we think it's okay to make Latinos and Hispanics look like, you know, orcs because, you know, we said it's okay.
Would if they didn't make the orcs Latino, for example, if they made them Native American?
Oh,
would that have gone through?
Oh, people would have. You talk about everybody would have exploded on
lost
that.
their shit.
Yeah,
they would have lost their shit in a major way.
Up on that big rock there with the big headdresses on, and you know the full regalia, all that, you know, the beautiful feathers and colors and stuff like that. Yeah, people would lose their shit.
I think we're dealing with two parallel issues. You know, the artwork itself, that's sort of kind of like a long-term, you know, baked in, like, hey, let's change people's perceptions. I think the language is more nefarious, like you were just talking about, T-shirted. It's meant to trip people up in the future, you know, kind of like how, you know, like in the 60s, it was proper to refer to black people as Negro, you know, the United Negro College Fund, you know, so all of a sudden 40 years down the road, you know, grandma is saying like, oh my God, you know, I saw the most wonderful, you know, Negro woman. And, you know, all of a sudden everybody's like, you know, dropping, you know, their food, or, you know, just staring at her like, how dare you? And she's looking around like, what, you know, like isn't that proper? No, you got to keep up with the language, you know, granny. Well, fuck. I mean, come on, fuck that.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I mean, I hate to get into the whole pronoun thing, but I mean, at some point, you got to just look at it and just go, can you just be serious for a minute and just be truthful and just say, hey, look, you're making this shit up so you can feel special.
Yes. Yeah, it's feeling special, but also, as I said, anything involving language is there to trip people up. Oh, the teacher didn't use my pronoun. This person misgendered me, or they didn't use my proper pronoun. It's a weapon. That's why I say the artwork has kind of a long-term plan to it. The language is a lot more nefarious, because that is meant to change the way you think. It's meant to change the way you think about things.
And I don't get it. I mean, it's like, even, one of the old stories that pops up about, old TSR and all this other stuff is that originally, Gygax went to Avalon Hill and they said no, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you dig up a picture, I mean, you can go to Wikipedia right now and look at a picture of Avalon Hill, and they'll show you a black and white photo of the original group of guys who ran Avalon Hill Gaming Company. You'll see there's 2 black guys in that group.
A couple women and 2 black guys. 1961.
Yeah. So, it's like, even then, the narrative that they're trying to sell that, Gygax and all these old guys, were racist and homophobic and, and all this other shit. It's like, that is total bullshit, man. Who are you trying to lie to on this?
Yeah, this thing that gaming was never open. It's bullshit. I saw that picture too. I think it was Rob Kuntz again who put it out there recently, at least. I'm sure it's been around a while. But yeah, I was a little surprised. I'm like, holy shit, there's 2 brothers there. You know, a couple of women, and guess what? Everybody looks happy. Everybody, I'm sure, was did their part and pulled their weight. And it probably just wasn't a big deal back then, because that was the goal back then, is let's get beyond all this. But
are they slowly leaking out pictures of this player's handbook? Like, when is this available?
It got to be available by Gencon, right?
Just a few months.
Yeah,
just a few months from now.
So this is a new image right here.
Someone asked if that was a woman.
Yeah, it's a woman. Yeah. This is and I grabbed a couple of these. These are from their website. These are leaks. Not leaks. I mean, they put it out there. Yeah, they're putting it out there, but it's just, again, it's all fucking agenda. It's like the women are the warriors, the women are strong. But what kind of a man is inspired by this? I would argue not much of one. When you see it done to death, if you see it, 1 out of 20 or something, like, oh, cool, it's a powerful giant woman. But when every page is this shit, it's woman after fucking woman after woman.
Chris just stepped away. He has to bring the groceries in.
Aww. We'll wait, Chris. We'll wait. Sit here.
Well, I mean,
it looks like an advertisement for Bubble Pop, that game on the phone.
It does. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like, okay, when Futurama came out with the Snoo Snoo skit, that was funny and it was amusing and everybody laughed and had a good time. Because of course there's not, a lot of guys are just sitting around going, man, I'd really like to get with a really big, tall, muscular woman. That would be hot, because, that's the fantasy, because it wasn't that common back then. But now it's like, okay, now that it's common, now what?
Well, we've turned to delusion.
Yeah.
Where people, you saw it a few years back, with like Ronda Rousey, like, oh man, Ronda Rousey, man, I think she could beat Floyd Mayweather. It's like, are you
bullshit?
Are you kidding me? I mean, I was glad she got destroyed by what's her name.
We're seeing it now. Could Caitlin Clark play in the NBA? No.
I mean, holy shit. Are you people delusional? Oh, a woman could do it. It's like, well, okay, maybe there's some women out there who can beat a man or is stronger. Absolutely. But let's go up to the local shopping center, and you take your first 20 women, I'll take my first 20 guys. We'll do an arm wrestling match, and we'll do $5 a match.
It's all in time. Andy,
it's already happened, guys. It's already happened. It's already happened. Look up Fallon Fox, born November 29th, 1975.
Isn't that the one that crushed a dude's skull?
No, this is
Or
a
girl's skull?
No, she is a transgender featherweight MMA fighter.
Yeah, and she crushed another woman's skull.
Yeah, she crushed another woman's skull. She beat the living shit out of the other women in that in those matches, and I'm just kind of like, you have your answer right there, guys.
Yeah.
Because those MMA
that should tell you everything. Yeah, it's a man.
Those MMA women are in the peak physical condition that they possibly can be. They're trained to fight. They're trained to grapple, submit, and everything else. And against an equally, weight classed male, they got destroyed.
Yep. Well, it's getting dangerous there, but also we have this lunacy now where crimes are being committed, and because the person committing the crime may have left clues that they wanted to be identified as a woman, now we have like newscasters saying there's a woman on the loose, and people are like, "Whoa, holy shit, a woman?" Which, and it's like, no, it's a dude who's calling himself Rosie or whatever. So it's like it's already getting people hurt. I'm sure it's probably gotten people killed, but it's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse till we do something about it. That's why I like J.K. Rowling. I mean, I know she's still she's a little too far left for me on everything else, but I will support her because she is not afraid to call this shit out. And I'm sorry, but I'll take any ally I can to push back against this insanity. This is complete insanity. Yeah, 15-year-old boys shut out our soccer team. Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay,
the women's team.
Just to make it clear, it's like I do support trans rights. I support trans women, and like one of my exes is a transgender woman, and I was with her before and after the surgery and everything else, and it's just kind of like, at no point in our relationship or to this day is the first thing that she opens up with, "Hi, I'm X. I used to be a man," or anything like that. That's bullshit. Yeah. I mean, so the honest people who are transgender will want to just kind of like live their new life and just be comfortable with it and not try to make it a point of their personality. It's not their identity. That's not who they want to be. They want to be whatever gender they identify with, not.
It's why I kind of like that Dungeons and Discourse that Harmony interviewed. Like the channel is kind of funny. I love all the clickbaity titles, but it's a trans person, but they don't. It doesn't seem to be everything that they are. It's just the Dungeons and Discourse just does their thing. I think we were at a good point about 8 to 10 years ago as far as like the whole trans thing. It's like, I think people were finally like, okay, we got gay marriage. That's fine. Trans person, if you want to do this, okay, we'll, I don't even want to say we'll play along, but we'll accede to your wishes. If you want to be, if you're going to be a woman and you're going to put half an effort into looking like a woman, okay, I'll call you, by your new name, whatever. But then social media sort of got a hold of it, and then it just kind of morphed into something not very good right now, because there's a lot of bullshit attached to it. And I do have a lot of sympathy for the ones that are like, hey, I'm not part of all that. I just want to,
be me.
Yeah, I just want to be me. But it's like, how do you? There's so many people in the pool now. It's like you almost can't even be heard if you're one of those people. It's like everybody else is just, oh, me too, me too, me too, and it's,
everybody wants to feel special. Everybody wants to feel special. They think,
which means no one is.
Yeah. Yeah. And that sort of is, I think, part of, even if it's an unconscious agenda. Yeah, nobody's superior, nobody's special anymore. But this is all the art that they're releasing, mind you. I'm not really cherry picking this. I just went to the D&D site, and they're releasing like different videos on different classes and articles and different. This is what they're highlighting. So I've given you three pictures that they've chosen to highlight. There's a fucking woman on every one of them. Trust me, I love women. I'm married to one. I have a daughter, but boy, I'm fucking tired. But there's another one, fucking paladin, redheaded ginger paladin.
An orc.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, a
Where's
ginger
her sombrero?
orc. Yeah, where's the armored sombrero?
There's a sugar skull on her armor.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, is there a sugar skull?
No, there's not.
Oh, there's always.
I know, where is it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, holy smokes! I totally missed that. That's a ginger orc.
Well,
This
I
is
mean,
lunacy.
Yeah, with kind of grayish skin. So I guess that's the orc thing. I mean, it's like, now that's the deal. That's what orcs are. They're just, gray skinned people with pointy ears and tusks. They're just humans. They're another skin suit because they have no racial characteristics. I mean, Tasha's Cauldron pretty much made sure of that. And then the new rules are going to emphasize that even further with the fact that the race doesn't matter about your stats or anything else, because it's your background is where all your stat bonuses and stuff are going to come from. So if you're a grave digger, then you're going to get the same stats no matter if you're an orc, a human, a dwarf, or whatever. Not that those words mean anything anymore. Just,
That's
Well,
asinine.
Yeah. I mean, this new generation of players, they love playing their furry races, and I think maybe that's might be part of it too. Is like, all right, let's just make the orcs another kind of furry race, like the tabaxi or the tieflings, and those. So it's like you've taken something that was special as a villain, a truly awful foe, and you've just kind of turned him into another flavor of, ooh, I'm different. Look at my character. Oh, great. You have tusks and slightly, grayish green skin. Oh, I have like pink skin and I have fangs. Oh, good for you.
And the deal is these people have lost what the value of the racial backgrounds and stuff are worth in the game. I mean, it's like, rather than having, dwarves predilection for living underground or something like that become a source of conflict or something in the game, it's like now everybody's all homogenous and gets together and gets along and everything. It's you can't tell stories anymore of like, the humans were, encroaching into the elves' territory in the forest. The elves don't like it. Now we have a border dispute and all this kind of stuff. No, we can't do that. That's too realistic. But let's talk about baking cookies and serving coffee. That's more what we want to run now.
That's sort of been under assault for a while, and you can, as much as I like this, the book series, and up until the last couple seasons, the TV series, but like Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire, that whole thing of nobody's truly evil, everybody's a little bit evil, everybody's a little good, and it's like, well, yeah, that can be interesting. It was interesting at the time, but it's I view it the same way as like Buffy the Vampire Slayer back in 97. Oh, look at what's this? A female who can kick ass and she slays vampires. This is new and interesting.
She had superpowers.
Yeah, well, it's like 25 years later. Are we done with the girl bosses and the snappy dialogue, the douchebag, bratty? Everything's a joke. It's like because I know I'm over it.
Mm.
So yeah, and I do think we need like this race is more or less, no, this race is evil. If you ever find a good one, you should still be checking your pockets, check your pocketbook, because you can't trust them. And who knows, maybe if you have them in a scenario, they are good, and that's the whole thing. But it's like they're the exception. Go ahead, Rod.
Well, in the new D&D, who are the villains now? What races are the villains? Question. Is there? There's a monster manual coming out. I'm just curious as what they consider no longer a monster.
Well, I think what it is. Well, let me pick this up. Hey, Warren Johnson, good to see you here, buddy. Can't wait for orc rice in the new cookbook. There you go. I think the way they're going is
here's your answer.
White. Yeah, there you go.
That's your story.
I think the way it's trending is if it's kind of like a humanoid race, they're getting to the point where those can't be all good or all evil. Now, if it's a creature, that's one thing. Those can be evil. if it's an otherworldly, like a demon or a devil like that, they'll still have no problem calling those evil. Although, for how long, who knows? But they're kind of working towards, look, if they kind of like walk around on two legs like you and me, they can't be all bad, right? That's my 2 cents. Tribe of old white guys. Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, this is the thing. It's like they're actually destroying their own lore. They're actually destroying their own characters in pushing this narrative. It's like, for years and years and years, and this is the guy they still troll out as one of their poster boys. I mean, he's in everything. Is fucking Driss Duerden, right?
Yes.
For years and years and years, everybody wanted to be Driss. Driss was cool and special. I don't know how many times I sat down at a gaming table and somebody was playing a fucking Drow Ranger with 2 scimitars after those books came out. And that's fine. I mean, it's cool. He's a cool character. I like him. I played games with him and everything too. I mean, and he's still in video games to this day and everything else. But the point is, what made him special was the fact that he was unique and different. I mean, he was the good drow amongst a race of entirely evil scumbags who were just like so evil to the point where they actually turned people into furniture and shit. But now,
getting back to what Crazy Mouse said earlier, if everybody's special, then nobody's special.
Exactly, because now they've retconned it all. It's like, oh no, it's just all those drow that live in that one city of Menzoberranzan that are evil. But all the other drow that exist throughout the rest of the world, they're all actually good people. You just gotta watch out for those guys from Menzoberranzan because they're bad.
Cultural relativism, says Chris Miller for $3.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they have a hard time separating fantasy from reality, and you can kind of see their thought process here. Well, no race in the world can be all good or bad, right? You can't say that all Mexicans are bad, or all black people are bad or good, or they would say all black people are good and all Mexicans are the only people that are all bad are white people.
I mean, I'm not
like me.
I'm not affiliated with a cartel. I'm not a roofer.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So you kind of see their thought process here. It's like, oh, we're going to segregate our D&D races, kind of like we do real life races, and you can't make these grand pronouncements about them.
You can't pour sugar on it and say it's not racist. You can't say.
No.
I mean, it's pure racism. It really is.
Oh, it's the ultimate. It really is the ultimate racism. If you think about it, but it doesn't matter. It won't register with them. They think they're doing good. They think they're saving the world. And look, as I always tell you, almost every NAZI, back in the 30s and 40s, they didn't think they were evil.
Yeah.
They thought they were the good guys. And the same with like the Soviets and all that stuff. Look, everybody thinks they're on the right side. They're the hero of their own story. It's only the people that can kind of step back and say like, okay, what's really going on here? Let's take a look at ourselves. Let's check ourselves.
But they don't have a falling down moment where they realize that they're evil.
Well, no, because that gets into something that Adam Carolla is always talking about, is just it's all narcissism these days. We have an epidemic of narcissism where people just don't want to look at themselves honestly.
No.
The self-esteem is at an all-time high, and so is narcissism. I mean, it's not a coincidence. You've had a whole generation or two of parents just telling their kids that they're unequivocally good, instead of saying you better be good, you better act good.
I mean, it's like, the other day I'm looking through some stuff and there's some guy who's up and he's praising the fact that, they have black elves and Asian elves and all this other stuff. And I'm just kind of like, you realize how little sense that makes from a scientific standpoint, right? Because elves have a completely different physiognomy and genetic makeup and everything else. I mean, for God's sakes, they live for fucking centuries. They're not in any way, shape, or form humans. They're like closer to fairies than anything else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great point. Boss Bully Boy. Species can't interbreed, so no half elves. Now, yeah, I think T-shirted pointed that out earlier. Thank you so much, Boss Bully Boy. Triple B, as we like to say.
Yep. But so why is it that we have black elves and Asian elves? We shouldn't.
No, it's absurd. It's because you don't have a firm hand at the rudder saying, guys, come on, you can't. You may want to do this, but you can't do this. Come on, this is just not going to work. A. Warren Johnson, $2. Too bad that Trudeau isn't in the Monster Manual. Well, he belongs there. A giant slug, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So I vacillate these days between thinking people are waking up and in general, like normies. But then, man, I don't know. It's just you see these guys going all in. This is all in right here. Fucking another one. Look at that. This is what they are releasing.
It's pure racist, pure sexism.
It's all fucking women. Look at, like you point out with Furiosa. The average guy is just getting tired of this, and he's not saying like, I don't want to go because they're trying to send a message. He's going because I don't want to see another chick. Let's stay home and watch something on Netflix instead.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you're paying all that money for subscription fees every month. You got a million things you can watch. But it's like, this is what made me realize where we're at on some of this stuff. Because at one point, I'm watching Twitter, and then some dude posts up, I want to have a bugbear that bakes pies and cakes and stuff just because I can, just because it would be so edgy. And I'm just kind of like, this is edgy now.
That is the most poisonous. A couple words, because I can. That phrase is absolute poison.
Yeah. I mean, she's got ribbons on. It's like, are those supposed to be like 40K?
Oh,
kind of like
participation.
Participation trophies.
This is the one where you groomed your horse. This is the one where you polish your saddle.
I got this one for spelling.
Yes. Bacon Gaming, $5. When D&D switched from pulp art to illustration, it's done nothing but get worse over time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It probably, maybe in general, you could say that's a trend. But look, there is still good art all the way up through. Even in this new edition, I keep pointing out, the dwarf who's running, that should have been the front of the monster manual. Yeah, that should have been the cover. That's a great piece of art. It just goes to show that people can still do that art there, but Wizards of the Coast is so dumb they don't know how to use it. So it's the head of the fighter section or whatever it was.
A sense of urgency, and then the arrows in his back, and it's a good picture.
Yeah. So there's, and look, and somebody pointed out, and you guys can look it up. They did kind of have a Dragonlance bit of art, and it's like, kudos to them for sure for that. But when you got, all this other shit there, it doesn't balance out. It really doesn't. Jeff from Denkar, $5. Their D&D lore reasons that a few good drow can exist because Elistry, yet no good orc gods exist. Wasn't Grumsh? Wasn't that the orc god?
Yeah. Grumsh or Hextor.
It though. Yeah, thoughts.
Hextor was the original, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'm probably not the one to answer that, Jeff Ram.
So there is no drow anymore.
Thank you.
Right?
What's that?
There is no more drow.
Did they completely get rid of them? T-shirted? Do you know?
I don't know if they completely got rid of them for this new edition, but I do know that they retconned them. And last I heard, they were like 3 separate individual, racial groups or whatever of the drow, and they all live in various other parts of the world, and they're very unknown or very secretive or whatever, except for that group in Menzoberranzan. which I think may be the reason why they're trying to shift everything to Greyhawk, because maybe they figured they're trying to do a do-over, and they're basically just destroying Gygax's legacy by trying to retcon and finish out Greyhawk, and by looking and saying, look, this was all problematic, so we're changing all of it.
Yep.
I mean, I expect future editions are probably going to destroy Blackmoor as well.
Oh God, that would be the ultimate. I mean, it's no. Yeah. Somebody said that the Drow will exist, but yeah, but they're just like a different flavor now of elf that you can play. How sad. How very sad. Patrick Demo, paid advertisement by Baptism of Fire, where basically everything is better, including the artwork. Yes, absolutely. $5.
Absolutely. Yep.
And you guys, I always put a link to Mad Scribe Games, which is where you can find that and some of Pundit's other work. I don't know if Pundit's still in the chat. Oh yeah, he is. There you are, Pundit.
Yep.
Yeah. So Baptism of Fire, it's gold. It's doing really good. And it is I have a physical copy, thanks to Chris, and it is a beautiful book. Yes. Disco Barbarian, $2. I believe you mean Greyhawk. Yes. Yes, Greyhawk. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing. We're in a fragmented world, and it is kind of sad that D&D used to be one of the things we could rally around in a fragmented world. Now, like I mentioned earlier, we have all these streaming services. Really the only thing on TV that kind of unites everybody now is our sporting events, because you still have to kind of go there to watch, the major ones. But everything else is just fragmented. And hey, so be it. If this is how they're going to treat the flagship product for role playing, there's plenty of options out there. See Shark in the chat. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, Shark.
Well,
I'm seeing a lot more people from Rumble. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. The green one.
Hey, you guys on Rumble, tell me, can anybody know where we peaked out on Rumble right now? I'm simulcasting T-shirted now to Rumble. I was going to do Twitter too, but because I was a bad boy, we'll get into that in a moment.
I got the no.
I couldn't even stream to Rumble.
No, to Twitter.
Ow.
Or Twitter. Yeah. Well, X. We're all wrong. It's X now, but yeah. 15. That's actually pretty good. I've only got like 100 subs on Rumble, so that's actually not too bad.
Well, in regards to this is going on right now, and it hurts. It sucks. It's stupid. I mentioned comic books earlier. That comic books, when all that business was happening, that really floored me. That really got me.
Yeah, because you're a comics guy first and foremost.
Yeah, I've been collecting comic books. I got thousands of comic books and boxes at all. I love comics. So then it kind of drifted, not even drifted, just oozed into this right here, into this hobby, which I love immensely. So my concern is kind of taking a big step back. What's next? What part of our society is going to be the next target?
Sports.
I mean, but I'd like to agree with that, but
there's nothing else.
I know, but
every other bit of pop culture has been infiltrated. I guess I think sports would be a hard one. Forget the pun. Hard for them to tackle. They're trying. Look, I know you don't watch a lot of NFL, but to tune into a game, you'll see in the end zones end racism. Well, again, I'm a huge fan of Adam Carolla, and he always says, like, if you keep putting end racism in your end zone year after year after year, pretty soon people are going to think like, oh man, we got a real racism problem here, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really, but
Morgan Freeman said the best way to end racism is stop talking about it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of these great black coaches. A lot of them don't want to have anything to do with this stuff. They'll be asked by these idiot reporters, and they do not want to talk about it. They'll be like, "I'm just a coach," I think that's why I like the Celtics coach so much. He wanted to talk more about his Christianity than his race. Who's the head coach of the Buccaneers, Todd?
Of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Yeah, the brother. What's his name? I like him.
I'm drawing a blank on his name right now.
Yeah, but he's a good dude because he's another one who doesn't really want to talk about his race. We need more of that. Instead of saying how great it is that there's a coach, it's like, no, I'm just Todd Bowles. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, Todd Bowles. He's a good guy.
I don't know why the name Flores was stuck in my head, but
I think you were thinking of Brian Flores, the Dolphins coach. Yeah.
Former, yeah.
Yep. All right. Let's see if we can. There's a fucking another one.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
two women up front.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
a woman, right? With the axe.
Well, that's the earlier picture, right?
I mean,
yeah.
Just from an art standpoint, look at how badly that's composited.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Some of these are not like on a pure technical level. I don't have a ton of issues with. Like, I mean, that's okay. It's not my style. That's okay. I mean, the subject is.
It would
bad.
be beautiful if at a different time.
Yeah, I mean, even that's a little too. That's not appropriate for D&D.
I just downloaded Bubble Witch.
Yes. It's working on you. Yeah. But there's not technically there's nothing wrong with even this picture here. It's just it's the subject that is being chosen to paint.
It's the reason.
Yeah, it's the reason for its existence. Now you are right, T-shirted. This is a little rough.
I mean, even the clothing. It's poor.
Well, I mean, it's like it's like the inside of the Goliath's mouth. You really can't see. It's just a spot of blackness. She's got that axe. She's choked up on it to where she can't get any leverage if she swings it.
Yes, absolutely.
The axe looks off to me.
It does,
doesn't it? Like where her hands are, there's like a visual disconnect. It's almost like your eye wants to put a little bit of that axe visibly there, and even if they did put it there, it's not showing through enough.
Do you know what they could have done to make that picture better? I mean, there's a lot. I'm saying with the axe, put another axe blades on the bottom like Darth Maul.
Well,
there now
would have made sense.
It used to be an orcish weapon. Though, is the double axe. That used to be. I look at this and in regards to the axe, I always, in crafting miniatures and stuff like that, the blade follows the knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
The blade follows the knuckles, because that's how you're swinging. That blade does not follow the knuckles.
Nope.
That's great. That's a great point, Rogan. Yeah.
That thing on the top that's like going sideways.
Yeah, whatever that
right here.
Yes.
What weapon is that? Like, I don't see a blade anywhere.
It's a stick. It's a monk.
It's a stick.
It's a monk with a stick.
It looks like one of those when you're wrapping Christmas presents, you get to the end.
It does, yeah. The brown tube, yeah.
Well, okay. Now, look at that character in the background who's supposed to be kicking. You see that Noel's head is jerked back like he just got kicked in the throat or in the chin or something, right? But
supposed to.
If that was the case, the dragon guy would be closer to him.
Yes.
For one thing. And he's like he's hanging.
He can't pull his leg back once he's connected. So it would have to be. It would have to have gone like past or through.
That creature would have to be forward more. You'd have to see part of its chest and to see its head being kicked back.
Mm-hmm.
See, there was a lot of these little design weird things, even on the cover, especially that everybody says, "Oh, that player's handbook cover, it's not nearly as bad as." And I'm like, man, there's a lot of weird stuff like that. $10 from Chris Miller. Chris is emptying the bag. Chris, enough, my friend. We love it, but your old lady is gonna. She's gonna.
Maybe sales are really good on that book.
Actually, it is. Yeah, it is. It's gold. So
he's spreading it out.
Spreading it out. Yeah. But I'm feeling a little.
I hope he joins my channel. I could use some super chats.
There you go. Yeah. You guys, remember, subscribe to T-Shirted's channel. He is so close with as many people as we're here. He should be a lot closer now to the 1,000 threshold.
Yeah, get him to 1,000. The next, today would be a big help. This week, we'd like to see that happen. And go smash that like button. We're at 86 likes, but we maxed out. I saw us in the 160s when I showed Rogan.
Yeah.
So
we're doing
let's
good.
See some more likes, please, and some more subscriptions. Heading over to T-shirt would be awesome.
It don't cost nothing to throw us some love.
Yeah, and also Go buy that book. You know,
Dude, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, the Baptism of Fire. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
What a great 4th of July gift that would be.
It'll set off fireworks in your game room. Chris, about $10. Chris, drinks are on me at VengerCon. For sure, buddy. I've said it before. The artists seem to have zero frame of reference. Yes, they don't know how weapons are used. They don't know how clothing is made. Yeah, you know who's big on that is Greg Gillespie. You know, who has a definite vision for how like his worlds should be. He wants them to be like lived in. You know, things should be a certain way.
That monster here looks like from that movie. Was it called 300?
Oh
yeah,
Xerxes.
Yeah, the bad guy.
Piercings all over.
Yeah, Xerxes. Yeah,
Xerxes.
It's an even gayer Xerxes than the one that was in 300.
Yeah, keep in mind that keep in mind Xerxes and all the other characters in that film were based off of the comic book, which was drawn by Frank Miller, and they look like they did in the comic book, but yeah, in no way did the historical Xerxes look anything like that guy.
I think Frank Miller's version of Xerxes in the comic book was heavy, he's fat.
Oh, was it?
I know it was not like the movie at all.
No, he was a big skinny guy like that.
Was he a big skinny guy?
Yeah, big skinny, muscular.
Inflating it.
Yeah, the visual look of the movie very closely mirrors the books because I had the comic books. I have the comic books.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Dragon subhuman paper.
We quote yourself as
there you go. Yes, he's Inception. Yeah, this is an awful picture. That monk flying through the air. I mean, I hate to keep asking this kind of stuff, okay, but I have to. Where is his other leg? Can somebody tell me?
I'm guessing it's folded under him, but at the same time, you don't see like any hint of it. So
yeah, there's no. It looks so.
We see the stick, and we don't see the arm holding the stick. We just see no reference that I can see.
And the stick is kind of held in the wrong direction because that means his arm must be facing outward in like an L shape, which is not like. Why would you do that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it would be. He would have it pointing forward to either bonk these guys right on the tip of the nose, or just. God, I mean, if you're going to kick like that, that would be the only thing you'd do.
He's not even. It doesn't even look like he's jump kicking. It looks like he's just floating in midair.
Yep,
that's what looks so messed up about it.
Yeah, they don't know how to. They don't know how to draw action. You know, they don't have that visceral like. And maybe this is a case of just you shouldn't have done that. You know, you should not have put someone like that. You know, there's a way to have a monk in action.
That he wrapped a present for Secret Santa and he's just freaking taking it out on some people.
His one hand is pointing. If you can see, I think it's pointing to the rod, saying like, "This is empty. Where's the rest of my wrapping paper, bitches?
Like, I'm out."
God, yeah, just awful. The only, I guess the archer is okay.
Well, it is okay. I think I don't think we're nitpicking. I think that there's a lot of problems here. But for the archer, where's the rest of his arrows?
I'll tell you something that's wrong with the archer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Look at the fletching. Okay. Do you see which way the fletching is going?
Yes.
That means that there's the third dorsal fin is going to be hitting the wood of the bow when it releases.
Oh yeah. Good catch. That's why you're a historian. You're smarter than us and know this stuff. Yeah, that's a great point.
I'm an artist.
That are like
and an artist. Yeah,
waiting to attack too. There's like monsters behind that wall.
Yeah,
there's a couple of those.
Yeah, in tabletop epics, it's a good point. Yeah, everything just kind of seems posed. There's no dynamism. Even though that guy's flying through the air, there's no weight.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Emotion, nothing.
Just floating there.
It's not telling a story. You don't feel it.
You could have had so much fun with his foot making contact.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just making contact with that. What is it? A knoll? Are these knolls?
I guess they're knolls.
Anymore?
Yeah. By making contact with that knoll's like jaw, just it could be displaced. There could be like spit or blood, kind of like. You could do a lot with that.
Teeth.
last night. I noticed that.
Arrow nose crooked. Oh yeah, it's bending down, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's bending down. Do you see that t-shirted? The arrow nose?
Oh, a little bit,
It's
yeah.
not, it's not following the path of the shaft.
If you
Uh-huh.
right, if you blow it up, which me and Rogan just did,
Yeah.
it's not even straight.
Oh, it's plain as day, even on this.
That
Yeah.
arrow has
I could-
Pundit's disease.
Good catch.
It's not aroused.
Yes.
The other thing
Driving
too
in
is,
Dragons, you just got just subscribe to you t-shirt.
and I subbed to him earlier. So
There you go.
there we go. But the other thing too is, okay, if that null's getting hit in the chin or jaw, why would his mouth be open? Because when you get hit in the jaw and stuff, it
It'd be
snaps your jaw
closed,
shut.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless he's howling in pain, the only thing you can give him for that.
If he's retracting, but then wouldn't the monk's leg and stuff be in a different position, like he's retracting from a kick? Or it's like the more you look at it, the worse it is.
Here's what they'll say too. They'll be like, "Oh no, that Knoll is screaming because something else is hitting him," and it's like, "Well, okay, that's fine, but then why are you posing your damn picture like this? It's so
Yeah.
confusing. It's ill-conceived,
muddled.
It's composed like shit, and the artwork is just it's a little shoddy. This is a D- material. Oof.
I think you're being too polite.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
you gave him the D- for participation. You can go ahead and say it's
You say it's an F.
Yeah, it is.
Well, okay. I mean, let's
failure.
let's be fair with it. Okay, if this was like a stock illustration or something like that you found in a $2 PDF on DriveThruRPG, you probably wouldn't say a damn thing about it. But this is a $60 book we're going to be paying for with
in a
the
flagship product.
Yeah, which is supposed to have been, gone over for months and months and months or years or whatever, and vetted and all this other shit, and they're getting shit like this wrong. Come on.
It's inexcusable.
I just saved myself $150.
$150. It's just awful. And here we have two. It's like, I mean, this is just it's not appropriate.
Double D, someone wants to know why you're dressed like an orc today. Helga Ratbone wants to know.
Let me tell you something. We had an outing today at our local baseball team. Like every year, in the summer, there's like one day where the local team and their
just
stadium
clinched a playoff berth.
They did, yeah.
Here.
So we walk up from work, and a bunch of people, a bunch of departments go. And if we didn't do that, man, because I had a couple of drinks, so I had to come home and get ready for the show tonight. So I just kind of had to rest. But I was so close to going up to the old Halloween store or Party City, I guess, and just getting some green, getting some green makeup. And
You're not going to go green face, are you?
I was going to do full green face, yeah.
Oh no, he's in green face. No.
Oh, it would have been glorious, but I just, I just didn't have it. Just didn't have it in there.
Acrylic paint.
Yeah, beyond this is not in one of the core books. This is Beyond the Crystal Cave, but this just kind of shows you, this is what they're going after. Look, people don't play role-playing games for having two women engaged in a loving embrace. I mean, I'm sorry.
Wasn't that safe for Blue Rose?
Yeah, this is Blue Rose material.
I mean, thirsty sword lesbians, anybody?
Yes. All right, let's we'll do one more thing here before we let you go. We'll get your take on this t-shirted. All right, so the Crit Awards. This was going to be at Gen Con. This is kind of, I guess they're kind of like the Ennies, sort of. They have open voting and stuff like that. First Disco Barbarian, $5. It doesn't matter that the art sucks. It was created by a black handicapped hearted lesbian with self-identifies as a turtle who paints. Well, we got to give it up for him, then. Yeah,
There you go.
See that happen.
Yes. Thank you
Gotta
very
check all
much,
the-
Disco.
Got to get that DEI money.
Yep. So this is the Crit Award. I've never heard of these. I think they just started. They got found out, and I think Pundit was one of the ones that found them out. They put on their website this code of conduct, and if you notice, there's something highlighted down there. Well, they themselves wanted to highlight the highlight on Twitter or X. So not only did they have it on their website, they chose to do this. Hello, we at Crit Awards would like to take a moment to publicly acknowledge this, so there's no confusion. Thank you and happy voting. We at the Crit Awards want to be very clear on our stance and address an updated portion in our code of conduct for clarity. Individuals who identify as Zionists, promote Zionist material, or engage in activities that without a doubt support Zionism are not eligible for nomination. Why would you do this?
Well, here's the big thing. I'm with Matthew. What is
Zionism?
Right.
You're talking about Jews, essentially. Now there's a whole like kind of philosophy of that, and they will try to paint it as like a difference. At the end of the day, I'm not sure there's much.
Thank you for explaining it, because I honestly didn't know.
Yeah, it's Jewish faith. Yeah. Highlight Pundit there if you would.
Where we at?
It's already green. Yeah, because Pundit. Yeah, within 24 hours, he did a video, and and then as we'll see in a moment, it didn't end so well for them. So first, your thoughts on this statement, T-shirted.
I mean, I'm Jewish, so I mean, okay. So I guess I wouldn't be eligible because I guess I'm Zionist by birth or whatever, by racial makeup, or I don't know. Jeez, I mean, it's just ridiculous though. It's like we don't want this kind of hate and hate speech and anything else. But let me be clear, we also don't promote any hate speech or anything else, unless of course we clear it, in which case it's just this kind of hate speech.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is it's really odd. I got nothing against the Jewish people. I'm not saying like Israel's a perfect state. They make their missteps too, but good Lord,
sure.
This insanity of like just it's pretty clear anti-Semitism, and it seems to be coming out of the blue from like the left all of a sudden. Like the right for the longest time was considered like, oh, they're the ones who don't like the Jews, they're the Nazis, and then all of a sudden, all at once, boom.
Mm-hmm.
But role playing is for everyone. Exactly, Pop.
Oh yeah,
it's for everyone.
It's for everyone, except
those filthy, what's. So they so Pundit did his video, and then I think Gencon got wind of this because these awards were going to be held in person at Gencon. And lo and behold, they had to make a statement after a day or so. Due to recent events and the attention that we have received. Oh, gee, I wonder why you received that attention. Here's that attention you were asking for.
Yep.
It is with an extremely heavy heart and much disappointment that the CR Crit Awards will be unable to return to Gen Con for its 2024 event due to safety concerns. It's a nice way of saying, they said, are you kidding? Even we're lunatic lefties and like, you can't fucking do this, you morons.
Safety concerns. I just don't feel safe now that I've made these statements and people are coming after me about it and telling me I'm wrong for saying this. I don't feel safe anymore.
Oh my God,
I hate repercussions. I hate repercussions.
Yes, why?
Why am I being held responsible for my own actions? It's somebody else's fault. You're all racists.
If you want to know something about the Crit Awards, well, Connie Chang has been nominated for Best Game Master.
Oh God.
Okay, now it has a ponytail now, but it doesn't look like a woman anymore. Ish. I don't even know what to say anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Connie was always like, I don't care what the F you call me. I'll give Connie that. She's like, he, I don't care. So it's the one good thing you could always say about Connie. But yeah, that we'll see in a moment. That is the head of the Crit Awards. Her name is Ivy. And this This is was going to be the host of the award show, Critical Bard, Omega Jones.
Isn't that the guy who got kicked off of Critical Role for cheating? It is.
Oh, is he? I see.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He got
I'm
kicked.
not steeped in the lore.
He
what
did not
do?
Okay, well, he was cheating his dice rolls during Critical Role, and also he was causing a lot of friction with all the other players and the game master and stuff, which is funny to begin with because I'm just kind of like, dude, you're being paid to act like you're having fun playing a role-playing game. If you can't do that, you deserve to get fired.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, he's also famous. He's been in my intro forever as the guy saying white lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing.
Okay.
That's his that was his big thing that caught my attention. I didn't even realize he was cheating on Critical. Wow,
that's low.
Doesn't look like his voice.
He says he's a singer too. A. Warren Johnson crit looks like they rolled a natural one. Yeah, yes, they did. I mean, talk about shooting yourselves in the foot. Race hustler. Yeah, that's all this guy is. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. I have no problem saying that. I don't like him. Yeah, he was begging for money for voice lessons or something like that a few years back. Got all these. Oh my god, lunatics.
Oh no. Okay. No. I apologize. It was not Omega Jones. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
It was Orion Akaba.
Yes. Okay, I know that name. Okay, yeah. So not Omega Jones. He was not cheating on Critical Role.
Might as well be.
Our apologies, Omega. You're still a piece of shit for saying that white lives don't matter. But yeah, we apologize.
Is it wrong to call him a douchebag because douches are normally white?
Yes.
Oh,
douchebag.
I don't know, but the only ones I've ever seen were like those red ones.
Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they now look, we will one moment here. See if I can get
That picture looks like it's a cartoon of Omega Jones.
one moment here.
Looks like he went up to the mall. And
He probably did like a filter or something.
Chris
on it.
Miller, see ya. Thank you for everything tonight, Chris.
Yep. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Chris.
Go buy
Yeah,
me
thank
Chris.
you so much. Yep.
Makes it great.
Yep.
Appreciate
we'll
you,
see
man.
My gift.
We're gonna see you in a few weeks too, buddy.
Yep.
Looking forward to it, man. Yeah, looking forward to rolling dice with you, having maybe a couple beers, some dinner. Yep. Yeah. So this is the Crit Awards, so you can kind of see what we're dealing with here. Everybody has pronouns. Ivy, she, her, founder and CEO. Jordy is the chief investment officer, CIO.
Information.
Information. Yeah, duh, right there. And they do something called Dice Cream Sandwich. We'll have to look into that. Maybe that's something we could EFAP in the future. If it involves these retards, then I'm all for it. Just look there you go. Fish Finley, they, she. Misfit has a dice in. Oh. All right. Yeah. We'll do it like this. Easier for you guys to see.
Well, heaven forbid anyone sexualize her, because that would be scandalous.
Ew.
Check out her OnlyFans.
Yeah. She, they. What do we got up here? Who's this one? They, she. How does that? How can that be?
Well, because you're not there.
How can it be they, she, and then she, they?
What's the difference?
It's a thing.
A neurospicy nerd.
Oh God. Actually, looks like a normal one. Yeah. Maybe she was like, well, I have to put pronouns, so it's just she, her. Marissa. So maybe Marissa's normal. That is something.
Photographer and dice maker.
Wait.
Yeah. You saw that, yeah.
So what's that?
She, they.
Give me a break.
Well said, T-shirted.
I don't even know what to say.
There's Omega, Critical Bard.
Them all got his glamour shots.
Not sure what Nomad. Marketing and social media. Nomad.
That is edgy. Nomad.
He just looks like a gamer dude. Like he should be playing like Call of Duty, like 10,
basement.
Yeah, 13 hours a day. Yeah.
But he's mysterious and he has no eyebrows.
Oh yeah.
Plucked.
Wow. Those are sparse.
Tabletop, I was with you. What and T-shirt? What was that? What did we see?
Yeah, $1.99. What the hell is even that? Yeah. Thank you, Tabletop. Yeah.
Whoa!
Hold on here. We got he who wants to know. That's a man, baby. I think that's South Korean. $20. Thank you so much. He who wants to know.
I love that name. He who wants to know.
He who wants to know. I like it. That's a man, baby. Love you guys, but gotta run. Wife wants to game. Oh, cool. Yeah, don't.
Hey, there you go.
All right.
Looking forward to hanging out with you guys at Gen Con. Yeah, we will. We'll definitely hook up. Thank you for hooking up, Rogan.
Oh yeah,
Patrick.
Hey,
yeah,
tremendous thank
yes,
you. On
you really did him a solid.
Wife wants the game. Wink, wink.
Yes. Make sure you dress for it.
My wife hasn't wanted a game in years.
Yeah, my wife doesn't know how to game.
Today we're going to play Dungeons and Dragons, only I'll be the dungeon and you'll be the dragon and invade the lair.
Sophie looks normal. So does, Saffron. A couple normal people here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah, maybe Kevin just likes to dress up.
And he's a LARPer. His name is Kevin.
Tanner is a he, they. Sorry, Tanner. Nope. Ooh, what do we got here? She, they. She's crazy. Oh, the art contributor. Oh, boy.
Before we start, can I touch you while I cut your hair? How the fuck are you supposed to do that?
Just cut my fucking hair.
Cut the fucking hair.
Good Lord. This guy's
Is that David Carr?
Connor E. A semi-professional actor. 6'8". Damn.
He's got the eyeshadow on. So
yeah. Looks like Derek Carr.
Yeah, Derek Carr.
Who's that?
Quarterback for the Raiders. Now I'm sorry, for the Saints now.
Yeah, no.
He's 6'8". Jesus.
That guy was 6'8".
So what does he play, like Wookiees?
Let the Wookiee win. Caitlin Hans. She there. I don't understand what this.
Wait, go up a little bit. Caitlin, or more,
as most people know them.
Oh, Hans is like her nickname.
I don't know.
I guess.
Yeah. Nickname
Maybe.
or name on purpose.
This one's an enigma.
Maybe that's where her, her hands,
Hans,
they're always
hands,
finding it in strange places.
Yeah. Here we got
Show us your Hans.
We got a furry here with a tail. Somebody
like King
shit all
Cooper?
over him.
Yeah. He's into scat.
Into scatting, I guess.
Can a lizard person be considered a furry?
He is in charge of the food and beverage. This guy.
Would you want this guy making your taco, or would you want one of my orcs doing it?
Food beverage. Oh my Lord. Triple B. Physiognomy never lies, does it? Yes, it never does. It never does. Thank you so much, my friend. Yeah, Dan is a quality manager for, so that must be his day job, maybe. Okay, that's fine. Oh boy,
Luscious beard
action going. Looks like that dwarf in that picture.
He's the inspiration for the dwarfs.
He uses the Mind Flayer beard oil.
No, the Mind
Check his
Flayer.
arm, see if he's got that tattoo.
It's Sir Pfeffers. Surprised he's a he him. Sir Pfeffers, kind of a dumb name. Head of security. Why isn't the 6'8" guy in charge of security? I'd be a lot more scared of him than I would this guy. Yeesh.
I mean,
if I want to know where to get like the latest like gastro, where the best gastropub is or something. I'd be like, hey, Sir Pfeffers.
I could smell his beard oil from here.
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker, he like brews mead in his spare time.
Yes, for 100%, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I bet he gets the chicks these days, though.
Someone rings the doorbell. Hark, who goes there?
Yes, yes, he's one of those douchebags who would say, well met.
He talks like Jay Peterman from Seinfeld.
Sir, not appearing in this show or in this picture. Yeah. I'm busy drawing.
Couldn't find a better picture of Jesse, huh?
I'm an introvert. Don't take a picture of me.
It really makes me uncomfortable when people point cameras at me, so I'm just gonna.
Jesse S. Last known photo.
Yeah.
I'm a technosexual. Leave me alone.
All right.
Brian. Just Brian.
Brian. Maybe Brian looks normal.
Yep.
I mean, that's why he doesn't have anything written. He's just, hi, I'm Brian.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Just Brian.
Let's move on.
Yeah. I'm thinking like half the people there are normal and half are not normal, but guess what? None of them are going to be doing anything at Gen Con. I think they're doing like some virtual thing at Gen Con now with this stupid awards because they can't be there in person. So good old Ivy screwed it up because she probably wrote that release. They could have just kept it as one of their, tenets or whatever on their website, and Gen Con would have just looked the other way. But then they fucking had to call attention to it, and guess what? Play stupid games. You win stupid prizes, and fortunately, Pundit called them on it, and now they're having a bad day, and I have no problem with that.
It's good to see so many winners out there.
Yes.
It's always fun to see. It's always fun to see people get their comeuppance, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, anything other than the channel T-shirt? Anything you want to plug?
No, pretty much it's the channel. This Saturday we're gonna have Alexander McCree on there talking about Ascendant 2, the comic book. So that'd be cool.
I got Ascendant the RPG. That is a crunchy game. I like it though. Man, what a fascinating guy. I had him on a while back when it was still funding Axe, and that dude is scary smart.
Is this for you, T-shirt? Do you guys
What's
have
that?
a Discord?
We don't.
Yeah, and I don't either. If it's for either of us, I guess there's your answer. Honestly, Papa Burgundy, just too much gay drama, and I don't have time to patrol. Everybody has always said like it will suck up your time as more and more retards are drawn to the Discord, and I don't have that. I have a 9-to-5. I have a wife. I have a family. I'm trying to get my adventure done. Rogan and I are working on that. I don't have time to patrol a Discord. So just find me on Twitter, and you can find T-shirted on Twitter too, very easily. We run in the same circles. So that's the best way to see what I'm thinking, and even getting a hold of me. Disco Barbarian, $2. Every time a commie cries, an angel gets its wings. Yes, indeed.
Amen.
Yes. Thank you very much. TWB gifted a membership. That is very much appreciated. All you guys are all very generous tonight. Thank you so much. Guys, if you haven't already, open up a tab, a separate tab, and subscribe.
Got him a couple
T-shirt
tonight.
Yeah, you definitely have a few. I know.
I do appreciate it.
And the Week in Geek, that is Tuesdays, right?
Tuesdays at 7 p.m. and on Saturdays at 4 p.m. And then Tuesday mornings,
Texas time,
Texas time, Central Standard Time, Central Standard Time.
Okay.
Yeah, and Tuesday mornings we usually have Dungeons and Discussions, which is pure gaming discussion, and usually we have a topic for that. So
yeah, it's a good
Kinda
show. I've been on your channel a couple times. I'm always happy to come on. I like just hanging out with you and folks like Ironcaster, and even that's how I got introduced to Harmony. If you guys liked Harmony last week, you can thank T-shirted, because he invited me on and Harmony was on, and I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of a cool
Harmony gave
guy.
you a shout out tonight, T-shirt, but she couldn't join because she's running a game tonight.
Yeah,
but she said she's gonna watch in the rerun. So shout out to Harmony.
Yep.
Very
The
cool.
904 mark.
Yes.
Guys, just kind of like, I'll be honest, I'm like super duper proud of Harmony. When she first came on my show, I had no idea, what I was in for, but she is honestly one of the coolest, best people I've ever had on my show. And I'm very proud of her, and I'm very proud of all of her success. I think she's an awesome person, and she's going to go far.
She said that she needs a couple. She can't get monetized yet because she doesn't have enough hours. She has the subs, but just not enough hours.
Yeah, that'll come. That'll come. Yeah, it's like I said, she's got a little it going on that people like. So
she walks in wawometers.
Yeah, a couple of the Bro SR guys. You guys were here for the interview last week. A couple of the Bro SR guys. Oh man.
I watched
simping for her. I'm like, simping for her? I'm like, what are you talking about?
No.
Now, not just being nice to your guests is like simping, I guess.
Yes.
We needed to neg her more.
Yeah, I guess we got to neg her like some of the Bros.
So then that way she'll never come back.
Exactly. It's so gay. It's just so stupid.
I have no idea.
So dumb.
She's
on. Put this on here. Whoops. She's actually going to be on Inappropriate Characters this Sunday. You can catch that on Rumble. So yeah, you can see her there. Like I said, I kind of identify with her because what's happening with her right now kind of happened, with me when I kind of broke on, into the scene, and everybody wants you on, and everybody's like, who is this person? I want to know more about him. So there's like a several month period where you're just treated like royalty, and you're like, holy honeymoon. Shit. Yeah, it is. It's like a honeymoon, and you're like, damn, this is great. So I have a great sympathy. So I hope she's enjoying it.
I watched a bunch of her videos. I think she does an outstanding job.
Yeah,
it really does.
Yeah, they're thoughtful. Yeah. So obviously I think we told you last week, but you can sub to her too. Harmony
T-shirt,
Ginger.
I think you just saw. You might have replied to it, but you're at 963 now. We got 13.
There you go.
Dang, good job, guys. Thank you very much. I like this. Tabletop Epics had a question for me. It says, does the Alamo have a basement or not? I can't get a straight answer from any Texan. Well, I tell you what, senor, that's where we hide all the bicycles. Yeah. We put all the bicycles.
I think we should probably end on that note with you, T-shirt. Stick around, guys. Well, we got a few things to clean up here, but we'll let our guest go.
T-shirt.
It's great having you on, always, buddy.
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah. And
thank you, guys.
Always, I will always, if I can, return the favor for you. I love appearing on your channel as well. So we'll talk again.
You're welcome on. All right.
All right, buddy. Yep.
Have a good one. Good night.
There we go.
Now you got to tell the story about why you got kicked off of Twitter.
Oh yeah. Hold on 1 second. I gotta.
Quick costume change. Who's got this?
Ta-da! Here's the double D you know and love.
Got a question for you.
This thing is straw, so it was itching like a lot.
Like a mofo.
Yeah. Jeff from $5 Canadian. Thank you so much. Random question. What is your take on Big Trouble in Little China? It's an appendix end choice of mine. Any chance of a video on it in the future? Possibly. I love it. It's a great movie. In fact, I ran a one-shot with the Feng Shui system a while ago. Yeah, good night, T-shirt. I hope you guys liked him.
He's still sticking around.
Oh, there you go. Cool. I ran a one-shot with Feng Shui, and it was purposely like an 80s action. So we had Arnold was in it, Kurt Russell, and it was, loosely, kind of based off of, like the Big Trouble in Little China universe. So we had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I love that movie.
That was a ball.
Jack Burton. Yep. At Gencon, several Gencons back, do you remember the Pork Chop Express was there?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fantastic movie. As far as the video, I got to pick and choose my spots there, Jeff. From sometimes the movie videos do okay, like the Conan the Destroyer one, but sometimes they don't. So
sometimes they get shut down.
Yeah, that's when we stream them. Yeah, but the videos, some of them do. Like the Conan one did extremely well. The other one, I think I did one on Beastmaster, not quite so good. So. I don't know. I'm working it out. Here's the thing. People will always say, Double D, you should do more of X type of content. You should do more movie stuff. You should do more like just listing like 20, things you like in this book. And I love doing it, and I probably still will. But the stuff that brings the, all the boys to the yard.
The milkshake?
Yeah. The milkshake is the Wizards of the Coast bullshit.
Drink a milkshake, I drink it up.
And I've kind of resisted a little bit, but I may have to do a video on all this artwork, just a collective video on just my thoughts on all this bullshit artwork now that most of it's out. So we'll see.
And T-Shirt said he thinks these books will be released by Gencon.
At least 2 of them, I think. I think the Player's Handbook for sure. They need to sell the Player's Handbook there. I don't know if the Monster Manual or DM's Guide will be.
Where will we see that picture of Hillary? That was Player's Handbook?
I'm not sure. It wouldn't be in the Monster. I mean, as much as we think it should be in the Monster Manual, it's probably in the Player's Handbook. I think they're releasing more art from the Player's Handbook right now than anything else.
I just saved myself $150.
All right. So hold on one second.
Player's Handbook for sure, says T-Shirt.
Yeah.
They have to.
Yeah. They have
do
to,
Player's Handbook and Monster Manual pretty close together, and then I would think that they would have done Dungeon Master's Guide first, so that the Dungeon Master could read up on all the new stuff.
Well, the rules will still be in the Player's Handbook.
Oh, okay.
The base rules, the extra rules will be in the DM's Guide. I would think like it usually is. Yeah. So and then of course, the Monster Manual is probably what you want next, so you can.
Yeah, let's
figure out.
The DM's Guide will be baking charts. And, rolling encounters about festivals and.
All right, so one other reminder too. I mentioned it before. July 19th, July 20th, July 21st. I'll be there. We will be there Thursday, Friday. We're driving together, by the way, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we can do the drive in there. We'll be there, I think, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. And Chris Miller's going to be there. It's me, Rogan, and Mrs. D. Please join us. If you're a couple hours away, just come on in. I mean, good Lord, if not for us, why wouldn't you want to meet Venger?
Right.
The one and only Venger. So consider it, please. All right, so do you guys know that there's a viral girl going around?
No.
Right now, this week?
Wait, is it the girl about...
Oh, the hawk too?
Yeah, yes. Yeah,
I was thinking about the woman in Louisiana that's showing you how to test if there's gators in the water.
No, this is something completely different.
Okay. Well, I'll just, while you're getting it together, the one about the woman about seeing if there's gators in the water, she goes, go to any body of water, anyone, doesn't matter where. Put your hand in it. Pick your hand up. If it's wet, there's going to be gators in there.
Seems like something like a tour guide would say. Yeah, like, oh, and then everybody would be like, ooh, yeah, okay, yeah. Now this isn't gators, so you're gonna want to listen to this one, Crazy Mouse.
All right, bring it.
Here we go. Chat, you ready? I present to you the Hawk Tua girl.
How many is on your roster?
There's only one I want. I love you, Pookie, forever.
How do you get over a breakup?
The only way to get over one is get under another. Get the cobwebs off this thing.
This mother don't miss.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk to it. Spit on that thing. You get me?
And that's when she...
I'm in love.
You got to give him the old Hawk 2 and spit on that thing. Yeah. Thoughts, Crazy Mouse?
Get over one by getting under another.
That's right.
She's the wisest blonde I've ever saw.
Of all things, like, because
she was a teacher and apparently lost her job, says Papa Burgundy.
Oh, really?
Don't know if that's true or not. Papa Burgundy, is that true, or are you just saying that?
Well, I would think if he's saying it, it's probably, there's got to be some truth to it. Damn. Yeah, of all things, like Howard Stern, who hasn't been relevant in a while. He was just sitting there saying how guys are attracted to that just because of how uninhibited,
Right.
the pure joy when she says, you got a hawk 2 on that. But then he's also like, but there's a father out there who's like, that's my girl talking about spitting on a wang.
See, Nick's saying that that's fake, and she's really a bartender in Nashville.
Oh, okay. Yeah, who knows?
Now Steve's saying she worked at a daycare and got fired. All right, so no one knows.
Okay. We got lots of stories. Yep. Hawk 2 a Slayer, the best gaming movie. All of the different, it's reminding me of that one time you said at work when like they were asking you to organize the pool for the NCAA tournament, March Madness.
Yeah.
And like some Crazy Mouse knows, a ton about basketball. So
all I said was, I want to be crystal clear. This was before there was those first 4 games on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Those didn't exist yet.
Yeah, so someone came up to you and said, hey, I want you to organize something.
Yeah, and I'll say, absolutely. We just have to make sure that everything's turned in by Thursday at noon.
And there was somebody next to you, a guy.
Yep.
What did he say?
No, you have till Friday. And I was like, no, the games start Thursday. No, the games start Friday. I said, well, there are games on Friday at noon, but it really starts on Thursday at noon. There's 16 games that day. No. So then we had to stop the meeting. Apparently there's some confusion here.
Yeah,
everybody.
so the person
let's just squash the whole thing.
The person who asked Crazy Mouse is like, well, I guess, and you're going crazy, going, there is no confusion.
There is no confusion.
This guy's a fucking retard. Yep. He doesn't know what he's talking
on Thursday.
So, but it just goes to show like what the least common denominator can do. It like drags you down.
Well, I have a sister-in-law who's a professional backcracker, and she always says, we have to cater to the one out of 100 people. If one person's offended, we have to change everything for this one person. And she just absolutely can't stand it. Drives her nuts out.
Oh, for sure.
Let's bring shame back. Let's start shaming people.
Yeah. Oh man. It's just that it kind of dovetails what I was saying before. Like people just don't want to admit that they're wrong. Like, oh, I'm right. I'm 100% right. This person couldn't have looked at Crazy Mouse and said, ooh, this guy is always kind of knows his.
I think he kind of knows.
Yeah, he knows a lot of shit about
always
sports.
Talking around basketball all around the whole grocery store all the time.
Yeah,
I think he's wrong.
But in his mind, it was like he was never wrong. He was just like, oh no, it is.
You know why he was never wrong? Because he technically does watch basketball games on that Friday because the tournament is still going on the very next day. But I watch games on Friday. You do. But they also start on that Thursday. I don't know. I watch them on Friday.
I don't know. Seems like we got a lot of...
I believe that you do.
Here's another one, too. We'll do this. Feeling a little spicy today. All right. Do some more e-fapping. E-fapping of articles, yeah. Did you guys see this? Spectrum Call Center in Charlotte reportedly provided fried chicken and watermelon to employees for Juneteenth. Oh. So the staff at the call center are fuming over being served fried chicken and watermelon. Press X to doubt. All right, so answer me this. Who doesn't like fried chicken and watermelon other than people looking to not like them? If you were to out of context, who would not like fried chicken and watermelon?
Right.
Let me just also say, Juneteenth is in the summer. Is that correct?
Just happened.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Is watermelon not like the most popular fruit in the summer? Is it not cool and refreshing?
Yep. So it's somebody leaked out this picture, and this idiot, this Gerald guy who wrote this, wrote this.
If you're that offended, why do you have it on your plate?
Yeah, exactly. Pizzuto failed to offer a direct apology to the offended black staff members. Instead, he stated, our team works very hard to provide engaging events while acknowledging the validity of the concerns raised. Because he's probably like, are you fucking kidding me? Try to do something nice.
If they served hot dogs and potato salad, would it have offended every white person there?
Well, we're getting to the point now where it's like you have to. So what are we going to have on Juneteenth then? Oh, we're going to have some foie gras, and we're going to have some potato salad, and we're going to have some tacos.
And
why? Oh, well, that's just sort of what we're going to have
And
as they kind of like look at the ground and kick off. Let me tell you something. I guarantee you the black employees there were probably like, yeah, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of guilty, not a bunch, but probably a couple guilty
Two,
white.
probably.
Yeah. And I did hear from somebody else from that call center said this was a potluck dinner. There was fried chicken and watermelon there. And there was a ton of other stuff too. So they were saying like, oh, this Gerald is a douchebag.
The magical power of outrage.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like,
I had, not too long ago, something similar to this was a blurb in the news where some company did something. Maybe it was last year. That did something similar, and there was an outrage as well. I vaguely remember it, but
you know what? It'll get to the point where I'll tell you what. Fuck it, no free food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We have
then the people will complain, "Where's our free food? This is our national holiday."
Then you tell us what
what the fuck you want us to make.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote turkey and mashed potatoes. Thank you, Steel Mongoose.
That sounds good.
T-shirt. They don't call it grape Kool-Aid. What's your favorite flavor? Red.
At our work, there's a woman who just got her doctorate.
Uh-oh.
She sent out the email. Hi, all. I worked really hard on this. From now on, I want you to call me Dr. We'll say Cheryl. Okay. Guess who's not getting people talking to them anymore?
Good.
Because people don't want to call her Dr. Cheryl, and so people are just actively now avoiding her.
Good.
Instead of just saying like you can if you want, or yeah, that would be great, but don't worry about it if you don't, or just don't mention it. She sent an email out to a bunch of people, and the thing is, I like this person too. They're nice otherwise, but it's like holy shit. It's like they're like, yeah, I put a lot of work in, and from now on, you will address me as Dr. Cheryl.
Reminds me of that lady, the commissioner of the Port Authority, that at the traffic stop, maybe this was like 5 years ago, you will address me as commissioner, not Mrs. Okay. All right, now I don't even want to.
Yeah. Now nobody's talking to you. Yeah. Great. People will not look you in the eye. They will try to get away from you.
You know, we have a family friend. It's one of my wife's friends. She is a judge, and she said the code of ethics is if you knew her before she was a judge, you don't have to say judge,
Your Honor,
or your honor. But if you met her after, then you do. So why is it different for like a doctor?
Yeah. Yep.
Pure ego.
God complex.
Is, yeah. You find that a lot in education too, because my wife has come across like administrators, like principals or vice principals who have gone on to get their doctorate while they're working. And yeah, they're the same way. You will now address me as so-and-so. A lot of people are like, no, I won't. Sorry. We've been at how many happy hours together? Like I've seen you falling down drunk. I'm not. I subscribe also to the Adam Carolla method. That's like the 5th time I've referenced him. But you should only be called a doctor. The only way you should be called a doctor is if you're on a flight and somebody has a heart attack and the stewardess says, "Is there a doctor on board?" And you can raise your hand. Guess what? You can call yourself a doctor. Other than that, no.
I got yelled at a handful of years ago by Mrs. Rogan. I was sick for like a week, and my doctor at the time is somebody I knew. He went to a different high school, but I knew him back when we were younger. So he gave a call, and I talked to him. And I was so sick, and I referred to him by his first name. And he seemed to be fine about it. Got off the phone with him. He was throwing an antibiotic at me or whatever. And my wife chastised me for not calling him doctor.
Oh, boy. Good Lord.
I'm like, honey, I'm sick, and I know this guy. Still he's the doctor.
And?
Yeah.
If I was a doctor, I would not make people call me
no
doctor.
No. Yep. Or if you're Leslie Nielsen, it's a good one.
Wish you had,
Don't
like, a
call me
wild-
Shirley.
you had a wild last name, like, it's Dr. something or another, and
Yeah. Oof. All right.
We knew Dr. Tim. He wasn't even a doctor, and we called him Dr. Tim.
Yeah, he was just going.
Then he
to
became
be
a doctor,
to
and we
be a
still called him
doctor,
Dr.
yeah.
Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Double D, you are definitely skirting a topic. Like, stop making us beg. What happened to Twitter?
Twitter ban.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tax, like
All
Twitter
right.
ban update.
Hey,
Let's
the
get
ban.
going
Hey,
this.
I think the ban is over.
Spill the
It was
tea,
only
spill
like
the
a
tea.
12. It was only a 12-hour ban. Okay, so the Crit Awards. I went on one of their earlier posts, and after they don't like the people of Israel, so I just went knowing that it was that Ivy who was behind the Crit Awards postings on Twitter. I said, "Hey, Queen, you dropped this," and I put a picture of the flag of Germany from 1933 to 1945. So somebody flagged it as hateful conduct.
Oh God!
It was just it was like a dumb joke, like like, hey, you dropped this, just,
So they took it as hate speech?
I guess, yeah. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. So I had to delete it, and that's fine. Hey,
They deleted you for 12 hours.
12 hours. You know what? I was at a baseball game, and then I had a live stream. The only thing I had to do was I had to text Ryan David and say, hey, can you get T-shirted historian's email address for me? I'm like, I'm not going to be able to get a hold of him on Twitter because that's how I would have given him the links. So I think Ryan David was kind enough to do that for me. So if you're watching out there, Ryan, thank you so much. All right. Maybe we just go off. We'll save auto enrolling for next week. Is that okay, guys?
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 9:30. Plus, I think the Black Lodge guys, they don't want to go up against the debate tomorrow. And like I said, I've had enough. I was out drinking and celebrating today.
What debate? The presidential debate tomorrow?
Yeah. So the Black Lodge guys normally stream on
Thursdays, and they don't want to compete.
Thursdays. Yes, they're like, we'll do it at 9:30. And I'm like, you know what, 2.5 hours is just fine. So this will allow you guys to get out of here a little earlier, and you can go over and watch the Black Lodge boys.
Absolutely. Everyone, go smash that like button. If
Yeah.
you're not subscribed, please do so. And also, because we have a countdown going, we're closing in on 5K. That's one thing.
Yep.
Copenhagen says it's 6:30 on the left coast right now. Go subscribe to T-shirt if you can, and also Harmony Ginger if you can.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Costs nothing to do that.
Yeah.
Honestly, fantastic content. You can learn a lot.
And
from both of them.
Rogan
yeah.
just summed it up. It doesn't cost anything to do. It's free.
Yep. Faux show. And like I said, thanks again to T-shirted. Great dude. Always one of the early ones who kind of got a hold of me on the channel, and we've always had a good relationship.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, I've always really liked T-shirted. He's a good guy. So you probably have not heard the last.
Thanks
from
for
him.
all the super chats. Thanks for all the gifts for
Thank you, T-shirt.
the memberships. Thank you so much for everybody.
Yep, for sure, guys. Alrighty,
These guys rock. They're fantastic. They're generous with us. And
Yep, absolutely.
Very grateful for that.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for coming out in force too. I think we had 160 plus rumbles, so that might be closing in on an all-time high. But hey, Wizards of the Coast makes this job easy. So thank you, Wizards of the Coast, for being so stupid. All right, maybe I'll leave you guys. You guys want some Marisha Ray? Do you guys want the Marisha Ray?
Do it.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll leave with a little Marisha
The
Ray.
Hardee's commercial?
Yeah, the Hardee's
Bring
commercial.
it.
Yes. All right, guys. I'm gonna try to get more to like a weekly video release if I can. I may fall short, but hopefully you'll be seeing more of that content. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. All right, divers. Thank you all. Peace and good night.
Place.